Why is everyone writing the same thing over what's even happening? I appear to have not put slow mode on, maybe. I don't know. Hello to everyone in the chat. How you all doing? All you need to do is hit the subscribe button, and you can join our friends in the chat, mix it up a little. And hello to everyone who's there. Hello to Diz as well, is in the chat. And Phillips in the chat. We've got Simon Smith. We've got Hey Hum Puds. Are we going out on the bin channel as well, Mikey? Or is it just mine?
Yep, we're all good now. Everything.
Hey, hello to all the binsters
good.
out there. Binsters. It's like spinsters, but with bin. So, long story short, there were some protests against ICE, which is the branch of Homeland Security that throws people out the country that they don't feel like should be there. You know, like Elon Musk. Oh, they haven't got to him yet. This was something that the law enforcement in California was very, very well capable of dealing with themselves, but Trump has decided to federalize the National Guard. Is that right? Is that the right term? Federalize? Have I just made
federal?
that up?
Yes. So it's weird. Like I've been talking to my brother about what the actual role of our National Guard is, and it's for our state. We have our state militia, basically a well-regulated militia.
Oh, a well-regulated militia. Oof,
so this is a well-regulated militia, and usually the role of the federal government is to basically authorize the National Guard to go into this to mobilize in the state. There was no request from Governor Newsom to ask. He did not request National Guard. He did not at all. He actually said no multiple times.
Hey, Brenna, when would somebody call out the National Guard? Like, when would they ever need that?
So National Guard is when there is an attack in the state. So usually from a foreign adversary, or if there was something like a insurrection, which I've heard that term before within the last, maybe 5 years? Right, Mikey? Have you heard the word insurrection?
Early January, what year was
there was something about an insurrection, and as far as I know, National Guard was not deployed during that time.
Bad optics.
It's weird.
I heard it was bad optics to have the. You're muted, Graham. It's bad.
I was asking who was president during that time. Was that Nixon? Was it Reagan? Was it Jimmy Carter? Who was it?
I think
Al Gore.
The outgoing.
Oh, jeez, it was Al Gore.
The outgoing president was shit. Who was that? The incoming was Biden. I know the incoming was
okay. It must all be Biden's fault then. Like the economy. Yeah, if it's good, it's Trump. If it's bad, it's Biden. He said that out of his face hole.
So usually the National Guard is deployed during attacks. Usually mass violence, usually on federal land, federal buildings, federal people. From what I saw, like for, TikTok lives, Facebook lives, news, local and national news, there was no attacks on any federal building at all. The only attacks I saw were I guess the armed guardmen or the armed ICE agents were shooting into crowds with rubber bullets, with tear gas. There was a little, there's vandalism. It happens when there's lots of people, but it really wasn't. I mean, I've seen more vandalism after like World Series. Like there's more vandalism after Super Bowl. There's more vandalism after hockey. Like this was not vandalism in any sense. This was not in any way would be considered an insurrection or an attack.
Right.
There were peaceful protests everywhere.
Yeah. Mikey's disappeared though. That's quite concerning. He was there 1 minute, and then I looked at the chat, and then I looked back, and he's gone.
It's probably because of the red yarn that's in his background.
he's a
So
communist.
is
Maybe he's cracked the case.
oh,
I think
he just
his pieces of paper that he stuck to the wall need something written on them to be linked.
yeah.
Oh,
We
hi,
need, like,
Mikey.
pictures.
We weren't talking about you, honest.
No, it's fine. Did you hear her in there?
No.
She's become quite the little bully, and she was in there screaming, so I had to mute everything.
You're wailing.
I kept muting myself every time I wasn't talking because she was like, ba da da da, bop,
Ba-da-da-dum.
it just
Ba-da-da-dum.
She has an opinion about this, and
Flying
I'd like to
Pickets fan?
hear it from her.
No, because she is nothing but slurs at this point. I'm not sure what language it is, but I'm sure it's inappropriate. Tim Ballon with a £2 super chat, 2 British pounds. Don't be an Australian in the U.S.
Yes. So, did you guys see the Australian reporter that was down at the protests, who you could see the officer go take the gun and go
bam. And then tried to put it back up like he didn't do it. The fucking barrel's like smoking. We're like, the smoking barrel is the one.
Like, this was not an accident, because if they are good marksmen, which I'm assuming if you give these people big guns that they should be able to hit something that they want to, this was targeted.
He pointed right at her.
He did.
He
was the only one.
She's got a big
there was nobody else.
She's got a big channel 4 or whatever microphone where it's got like the like a long stick in the blue fuzzy.
Had the blue, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's clearly a reporter.
Yes,
obviously
in front of cameras, like having a camera there, which I mean, it just shows that there's no shame in their game.
Greg with five English dollars. Listen to me, 5 American dollars. He couldn't tell she was Australian because she was right way up.
Oh, very clever.
I could tell she was Australian from her clothes.
Have we got any quotes? Have we got any quotes from politicians? Because I've got a great one. I've got a great one from Marjorie Taylor Greene here.
Oh God. Gavin Newsom. He was in LA. He just showed up in LA, I believe, today. And Jacob Soboroff from MSNBC. And there's this clip where I swear to you, Gavin Newsom was about to just drop F-bombs right in front of everybody.
Yes,
right there.
I saw that.
He was right
there. He was
there.
so close. And I'm like, please, Gavin, please do something. But he's like,
put a pin in Gavin Newsom, because I have something to say about him.
He was telling them, hey, arrest me, because he was being threatened with arrests because of nothing, by the way. There's nothing.
By the way, if he does get arrested, that is the start of his run as president for 2028, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd have to back him too.
He honestly, that right there is arresting your political rivals. That is fascism. Because that is the start of where fascism really is going to be in front of our face. Now, we all know that the mobilizing of troops against your own civilians is part of fascism. And guess what? There's the Marines are ready. And we have some of the largest bases in the country, in California.
Yeah.
We have Camp Pendleton, a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Well,
we have air bases, military bases, Marines. We got it all.
So, Brenna, on Friday, we were talking about California and Oregon and Washington State breaking away and creating a new country called Cascadia. What do you reckon? That's a great name. Yeah or no?
At this point, I'd take it.
Yes! Mikey, let's do this shit!
Wait.
I'm so glad I ordered those business cards.
But Graham, her part of California is it's not all of California.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of it. It doesn't matter. It's just a name, isn't it? It's just a nice...
I'm just saying they wouldn't take her. She'd have to move there.
No. It'd be the whole state. I know it's just a little bit at the top, but
that's not.
Look, okay, all right. When it was the 13 colonies, right?
Okay.
That was just a little bit of what is
That's
now
all
the
they
United
care
States
about
of
is the
America.
13 colonies,
So it doesn't
Mikey.
have to
That's
be
the only thing they remember about our history
technically.
when they owned us.
Yes, great days.
We have 2 British pounds from Tim Bound. Thank you so much. G7 next week will be fun.
Oh God.
Oh my God, dude. The embarrassment
the
doesn't
amount
stop.
of nobody's gonna make eye contact at this, that is gonna be great.
Yeah. Apparently 500 Marines are being mobilized. Just been breaking news. Thank you very much to who was it who broke that news? Chris C. Thank you very much. Yeah. So that's about 17 minutes ago.
Technically they can't fire against citizens.
Technically.
Technically.
So there's
now,
nothing really
if
stopping them, is there?
they do,
Yeah.
it's gonna be quite damaging.
So
Because
yeah. To the
you're
people that
talking
they
about
shoot at, yeah.
Trump has been like actively, aggressively, like protested against by military veterans recently. Have you heard about the Dropkick Murphys concert that was in DC? That was a actually Veterans Against Trump. This could permanently damage him with any military if he uses that to attack citizens that aren't doing anything but walking down the street.
I don't think that it will make much of a difference because these people are veterans and not in the army anymore.
I think the veteran culture is something that doesn't really translate well over the Atlantic. Like they are like it is.
Well,
it is,
you know,
it is
we have
like,
people who fought in a war and we put them on the street as well.
I almost got it out. It's different here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like being a veteran is almost like being in the House of Lords. Like it is that prestigious. Like especially if you've combat deployed, you're not buying a drink ever. Everyone's gonna, you know what I mean? Like the red carpet should be out for you pretty much. You should be pretty much green lights for the. Yes. And
you literally have your own car insurance.
The Republicans ensure that this path goes forward, which is why maybe this is why it wasn't really hitting him going after the VAs and shit like that. The VAs are the best hospitals probably on the planet. Like if we are the most expensive and groundbreaking healthcare, all the good shit goes to the VA, and then it trickles down to the rest of us. So going after
our universal, our biggest like universal healthcare is the VA.
Yeah, but how come there's so many veterans on the streets?
Because they're not from the right war.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, but how come also Trump made fun of the Gold Star family and he still got reelected?
Because he said he was going to give them more money.
President Bone Spurs, you're talking about.
Yeah,
President Bone
the one who
Spurs.
avoided fighting in Vietnam. The guy who said
Bone
of another veteran that he was. What was it? What did he say about McCain? He said that he preferred his soldiers didn't get captured and tortured for 5 years.
But he said he fulfilled his promise, which was to give them more money and to give them Mad Dog.
Is Mad Dog a drink?
Yes. They got the Secretary of Defense that they wanted. A general's general, a real badass, and then that's why Mad Dog left. Mattis was like, this guy's a fucking child. Like he doesn't even read. Like I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing with this. And then he had on his way out his dictator speech and about fascism and all that. Like that's why. Because I'm telling you, dude, like the military is treated different over here. Is different.
But there's loads of people who are in the military. You'd think it would be a bit more of a force if you know Trump did.
And by the way, the military is a path to citizenship here. So you have a lot of immigrants whose families are probably undocumented, who probably live in places like California. They're not going to shoot on these people. They're not.
And I was playing. Hold on, Graham. I've been waiting to get this one in. Got 2 pounds.
I'm gonna super chat though.
Me too. Okay, I'll go. Then you go. K, $2. Fascism is colonialism / imperialism brought home. No, you go, and then I got another one.
Okay, SG. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat. I just can't comprehend this actually happening in real life. Is this all normalized already? I wouldn't call it normalized because we know it's not normal, but then things not being normal is fairly normal for the last 10 fucking years of this orange fucking lump of foul deformity, this mountain of mad flesh called Donald Trump, who needs to be deposed.
Okay.
He needs to be disposed. He needs to just be gotten rid of. This man, he is a fucking virus on the face of this fucking planet.
And his people
you
are
get rid of the
doing
man, you
nothing.
get rid of the problem, because it's all a big fuck off personality cult.
It is.
Sorry, Mikey, go ahead with your super chat.
Tim Ballum, 2 British pounds. CNN reporting 500 Marines deployed. Thank you, Tim Ballum. I appreciate you.
Next time. Yeah,
and then
so
McKinnon,
that's...
and McKinnon says Mad Dog Mattis at the time was the most lauded general that Marines jacked off to, pictures off to. Like, he's that dude. Like, I remember learning about Mad Dog when he was commandant of the Marine Corps when I was a freshman. Like, dude is him. He's like a Patton. You know what I mean? Like, he's that dude. And then Trump tapped him to do it, and then he walked out. That tells you everything you need to know. And then the first thing he did is like, let's start slicing up this VA. I kept promising y'all that, well, there was this movie movie about a different country where the army of the main country would go into urban areas and do combat, and it would be terrible, and it didn't work, and thousands of people were lost because it's the most aggressive, like, urban guerrilla combat is the worst kind of combat you could ever want to be into, and they wanted to try to do that on people's home soil where all the gun manufacturers are, who sell to anybody for any reason, who have no problems, no qualms selling to both sides. Like, I don't know why anyone would try that there, in the movie. Not to mention the gangs. What are you going to do when your best squad just doesn't come back? And
So,
no one knows shit.
That's what they're staying out of South Central.
That's what I was like, and they keep saying the
They
LA.
went to Compton and they literally turned back around. They couldn't get through because Compton's not going to mess around.
That like the gangs, as much as people want to say they ruin excuse me, ruin communities, I would say that's the drug element of it. But the original reason why they had Bloods and Crips was to stop the fucking fascist white boy, good old boys club from beating the shit out of little boys and little girls on their way home from school and shit like that. And just busting grown ass men upside the head, locking them up for 2 months. No, they put an end to all that. They said, we watching our streets now. That's still in place in a lot of places. So there's more than one. Like, this is a terrible idea. It is not going to work. Everyone is telling him to stop. And Graham, you might be right. If Newsom spins this the right way, as opposed to, I don't know, platforming fucking Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk.
Well, I've been thinking about that. I mean, you know why he's doing that? It's so the followers of fucking Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon know who he is. He's got onto that Trump thing. If it doesn't matter, just doesn't matter what you say, what you do. What matters is people's heard of you. No one had heard of Kamala Harris to know who the fuck she was.
And that's especially true here in California. If you don't have, you can never ever be in public, but as long as your name is out there, you'll get elected.
Yeah,
which has happened multiple times.
Can you give me some like help here? Because I'm kind of, help's probably the wrong word. Give me some a little bit of reassurance, because like the fucking National Guard killed people before, unarmed students. 1970, wasn't it, in Ohio?
Kent State. I did a report on that.
Wait, this cup is green. What the fuck? Am I awake? Is this a dream? Did I just break it? I broke the simulation. I broke it.
I don't understand what's happening.
I have a green screen and I have a green cup.
It's the wrong color green, dude.
Wrong shade of green.
Yeah.
Sure, that's what you guys would say. You guys are part of the Matrix. Anyway, go ahead, Brenna. Kent State and so on.
No, but you know, what was it? Four students died.
4 students
were shot dead and nothing happened to the guys who did it. Did it? They didn't go to jail. Right. They got the fuck away with it. And I think that the remaining students who survived, they were all put on trial for like protesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, first off, that was specifically that demonstration was against the Vietnam War, and of course, protesting against the Vietnam War was considered
And the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Back then. So, and that was the request of the governor. So that right there is completely different than what's happening right now. By the way, the last time that the president ordered the National Guard in without the governor's request was during the early 60s to protect the desegregated students from the neighborhood.
People.
Yeah.
But
so that was a different kind of cause.
Because the cops really wanted to beat the shit out of those black kids. They just
because the
let's
cops
get the National Guard in.
Right. Yeah, that was to protect the students. That was not to
because the
cops
no
way to protect the cops.
The cops would have been participating, which is why a completely separate forces brought
the
in.
South was a different place back then. Well, not
and
that much.
Tim Ballum, two British pounds. FDJT. I wonder what that stands for. 4 dogs jump Trump. Nice. I like it.
Brenna, but to go back to your point there about, well, they were protesting against Vietnam. So what a lot of these MAGA knobheads are going to see on their Fox News bullshit, right, is going to be people with Palestinian flags and Mexican flags in their country being attacked by the amazing, wonderful, aren't they awesome people of the American military.
Yeah, I think that those are extremely bad optics. I don't see that as helpful when it comes to this. I prefer, if you're going to fly a flag, fly the American flag upside down.
Or just fly the American flag, because it makes for the optics of it.
For the optics of it,
that's someone aiming a gun at someone holding an American flag. And if you think about,
I mean, we all just saw this on Andor, right? We saw this peaceful protesting, and then agitators in the middle of it creating this visual in which the empire was being attacked when it was quite opposite. That's what's happening.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what this whole thing was about. He saw Andor. He said, "The Empire's correct. I want to do this too."
No way he pays for Disney Plus. He only watches shit that's on TV.
I mean, this
he got like a synopsis, and he got like dramatic reading of it.
There's no way
he can't read.
There's no way he logged into his account on his TV. Like, let's be serious. He cannot do that.
He's stealing it. It's Barron. It's Barron who has it.
He's using Barack still. They forgot to sign out, and he still uses that shit.
Sign it out.
Or Biden. No, Barack's funnier.
Barack would be funnier
because Joe's on the family. Absolutely. Joe's on the family plan, so Joe never signed out.
He's part of that.
Right.
He's part of that. He's still under VP, like.
But in Andor,
he doesn't know how to
Corvette Joe.
Sorry for spoilers, but in Andor, the Empire want the riot. They put things in place to make sure that a riot happens because they want to get rid of all the people on the planet.
They always, that's not a new thing. They always do that.
For their stuff.
They did that in Ferguson.
Yeah, but
it's so weird how that's exactly playing out.
Yeah. And this is exactly what they've been planning since the 1970s.
You watched that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a new idea, but
no,
Heritage Foundation, the Federalist Society, they've been planning this for 50
But like 47 has been speaking ill against California for so long, and especially Los Angeles. Thinking that it's full of gangs, that it's full of drugs, that it's but doesn't realize that
this is the guy from fucking Florida.
Of the economy is right here. Like, and I don't mean the economy of California. I mean the economy of the United States is here in Los Angeles. So I this what he's been saying about California has created this kind of vision that California, especially Los Angeles, is being raided, that it's being overtaken, that it's on fire.
Yes.
And it's not.
Yeah.
Even the protests in this past weekend have not been, violent. They have not been, it is not a riot. It is not unrest. Now, I've been reading articles about this, and they've been saying, oh, this is unrest. No, it's not. Like, this is the kind of shit that needs to be, like, stomped on. This is not riots. These are peaceful protests in which there has been, as you have seen in videos, whether it's the ICE officers, whether it's the local police, have actually been creating a lot of this, what they consider to be civil unrest. They're the ones throwing the gas bombs. Do you think citizens have, like, gas bombs? The tear gas? Do you think regular civilians have that? Absolutely not. They're not the ones shooting rubber bullets at people, at Australian reporters.
Two British pounds from Tim Ballum. Trump says California governor needs to be arrested. Good luck. Go get him.
Couldn't agree more. And
Go get
two
him.
British pounds from Kieran Crossan. Thank you very much for the £2. Great show. Thank you, Kieran.
Thank you.
So have you two heard of The Foundations of Geopolitics, a book by Alexander Dugin, one of the advisors to Putin?
No.
So this came out in 1997, and it was a blueprint for getting Russia out of its dire economic straits that it was in the late 90s and back onto the road to recovery. And it did that by causing trouble all over the world. Some of the things that are listed in there to do are invade Ukraine, break the UK off from the rest of Europe.
Wait.
And here's what it says about America. Russia should use its special services within the borders of the United States and Canada, like Trump, to fuel instability and separatism against neoliberal globalist Western hegemony, such as, for instance, to provoke Afro-American racists to create severe backlash against the rotten political state of affairs in the current present-day system of the United States and Canada. Russia should introduce geopolitical disorder into internal American activity, encouraging all kinds of separatism and ethnic, social, and racial conflicts, actively supporting all dissident movements, extremist, racist, and sectarian groups, thus destabilizing internal political processes in the US.
So, like, Black Lives Matter protests, the immigration protests,
all of them,
the
racist, anti-racist, trans rights, anti-trans rights, support them all,
abortion,
because that gives
access.
you instability, and you turn people against people, neighbor against neighbor, friend against friend, father against
brother
son,
against brother. That was a civil war.
But what year did this come out?
1997.
Yeah,
they're about the Foundations of Geopolitics. And Alexander Dugin, there was a car bomb planted possibly by Ukrainians a couple of years ago, but it killed his daughter. Unfortunately, it didn't kill him.
I was gonna say, I'm glad he wrote down what they've been doing on a loop since fucking 1776. Like, I mean, I hate to be like, duh, Captain Obvious, but yeah, they've been doing that. Like if they hated, all of this division and all of this, and they wanted America to unite, the KKK wouldn't be allowed to have a march every fucking year with police escorts. And you better not touch them. Yeah. They can say whatever they want. You better let them. And then you saw the obvious result. Like, this is unfortunately very obvious, but I have a very close-up perspective than other people. So.
Well, this is just to do with
that's just American
Russia
cops
interfering in other people's countries. So in the list as well, Georgia should be dismembered, Abkhazia and South Ossetia should be incorporated into Russia. That literally happened in 2008. Like, so this book was it was mandatory to be read by every school child in Russia. I mean, the stuff in there is just, looking at it now, is and what he's managed to do, what they've managed to do, and what's the shit they've managed to pull in the West, especially the United Kingdom, which is referred to in the book as an extraterritorial floating base of the USA. Thanks for that, Alexander, you cock.
Well, he got
And he
one
said it
thing
should be
right.
cut off from the European Union.
You got one part right. You are a little base out there, aren't you? Little saucer floating out in the ocean. Little crumpet on it.
You need us. You need us more than we need you, because who else is going to play your American characters in all your films that begin with the name, with the word American? Yeah, American Psycho, right? American Werewolf in Paris. Oh no, he was American.
Well, Graham, why don't we just snatch them up, and then
the Americans?
We'll just keep them here then. We won't let them back.
We could.
No, I don't think you want to do that, because then you'll be keeping people from another country in your country. And that's the opposite of what all the Trump voters want.
We still have Musk. So,
right.
Yeah.
We
brought over white South Africans because of Musk. Because he said, yeah, these people are being discriminated against. Because they don't want to be discriminated.
I want to be able to keep everything from apartheid. You'll take my land from my
apartheid back.
I know I'm not using the land and people are starving, but I just like to look at it.
And
I like to see it on a chart.
Know how to farm.
So
I have no farming equipment.
Just to bring us up to date, are things kicking off today, Brenna, or has it been quite quiet today so far? I've seen people cleaning it up.
There's normal amounts of protesting has happened from what I've seen. I mean, yesterday they had the LA Pride Parade. So it's not exactly like, it's not, LA is not burning down. There's no martial law right now. There's no curfews. There's vandalism. That's not unusual. Like I said, the World Cup or the World Series has worse vandalism than what I've seen.
Hockey games.
What is that? Was it Vancouver that they burned down Vancouver because Vancouver lost in Vancouver? It's like, and these are Canadians. The US can do much worse. But I think right now it's more about watch and wait. I think the best thing for us, the protesters, is to maintain peaceful protesting. We have a major protest across the country, actually across the world, I believe, on Saturday, which is the Trump's birthday parade, which is when he's going to bring out his military birthday parade. I
want to see my toys.
Exactly. That's what it is. He's going to be going like this as they pass by, as if he was a 2-year-old. But
close the VA, we can't afford it.
With all these tanks.
Yo.
And I think I think the optics are really bad because of that. And I think these with what has been happening with the military, with the VA closing, the anti Trump military or veterans, the immigration protests that's been happening, and we've seen the immigration protests happen across the country. We saw Chicago kick them out. We saw Cleveland kick them out. We saw Boston kick them out. We just saw not too long ago was San Diego, and they kicked them out. San Diego is one of the big major cities that is closest to the Mexican US border. Kicked them out. This is nothing. This is just a bigger city, which means just more people, more space, and we're going to see them get kicked out again. And that's what Trump doesn't want. Trump doesn't want them to get kicked out because it's bad for him.
And also, the ICE raids were in Paramount, and then they tried Compton. They're trying these suburbs and these other places, because if they say, all right, we're going to downtown Chicago and we're going to look around. Yeah, no one lives there because it's a fucking city.
Yeah.
No one lives unless you have a $2 million apartment, no one lives there. everybody lives in the suburbs. Everyone lives in the
And
sister
they're going
cities.
after places like Home Depot. They're going after
Right.
work sites.
Right.
Where
the criminals go to work.
Yeah, obviously. Apparently they don't understand like law around here where you can still be an undocumented worker and still have a job.
Yeah.
And pay taxes.
That's the thing. Like, they forgot the whole chapter where we made this entire new edition in the book that says, if you're here and you're waiting for your asylum trial, we don't want to feed you, and we don't want to clothe you, and we don't want to make sure that you have somewhere to stay. So why don't you go get your ass a job and just pay taxes
Right
until we
there.
figure this out?
Why don't you pick yourself up by your bootstraps?
We're literally letting them do that, and then while they're doing that...
They are the actual only demographic that does that. And they do it better than all of us, by the way. They do it better than all of us. And they went after a family at a child's kindergarten graduation.
That's where the dangerous ones are.
Stacked, yeah, exactly. The one with children, with 4-year-olds. They're stacked outside of immigration courthouses, waiting for the immigration lawyer to deny their immigration status so that they walk outside and they get arrested.
Or even if it's getting stayed.
That's not normal.
Or even if it's getting stayed or something like that, or if there's a continuation, or they're waiting for the next piece of evidence to come in, or okay, we'll recess this and meet back in 2 weeks. And that nope, he's like, oh nope, they left the thing, and then they didn't come out with a citizen card,
There's
so
no
I'm grabbing them.
Yeah, not legal status.
And again, we're gonna have to fucking pay millions and millions and millions of dollars in all these lawsuits because this is not legal. No, he's breaking the law. All of these people have criminal rights complaints. They all have criminal rights complaints against the United States government, and then now we're gonna have to fucking. So if you wanted to like make sure that
be his money.
Well, if he wanted to ensure,
California is going to be the one that backs them, and guess what? That means less money to Trump's little parade.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that he thinks that he can bully around California is going to actually end up terrible for him.
As each day passes, I hate Trump more and more. You know, for obvious reasons. But I also hate Biden. I really fucking detest him now. Because he should have fucking arrested Trump. The day that Biden became president, he should have arrested Trump for the insurrection against the US Capitol.
Yeah.
And he did nothing for 4 years.
Nothing. Should have fucking arrested him there and then. We all saw it on TV. The guy was banged to fucking rights. That should have been it. And they also would have caught him in the act, stealing all the fucking documents as well, so they could have...
Oh, yeah, the document thing should have...
Or once a month, he should have been on CNN or Fox News or wherever saying... if my DOJ doesn't get this stuff sorted with all of Trump's cases so we can be done with this, they got until the end of Q2. Like get the ball rolling, but they let him
right now.
But they let him stall and like
with his
just
friends in the Supreme Court.
And just like Nancy Pelosi didn't see fit to put the National Guard outside the Capitol during the January 6th when they're validating the election. No, that would be bad optics to have the guys out there with the M16s. Would have been fucking great. Maybe we wouldn't be dealing with this shit right fucking now.
Well, I mean, that gave us the excuse to arrest Trump, take him to New Mexico, make him dig a hole in the desert, and then fucking stay in the hole for the rest of his life. Like that validated that to do. And for the first few weeks of Biden's presidency, they could have got away with it because, or even the Trump, the MAGA supporters, even they were leaving him in droves because they were like, no, that's too much. That's too much. And then we had 4 years of gaslighting from the likes of Fox News saying, oh, it was just tourists out for a day trip, torturing fucking police officers and killing 9 people and causing $3 million worth of damage to a national monument. But, whatever.
Just erected a gallows as my form of protest.
Yeah.
It was structurally solid. Like, it wasn't like, a couple of 2x4s that
was
look like the
planned.
silhouette of a gallows. They
That was-
constructed
they
a fucking gallows with nails, and they brought drills from home. They probably brought a couple of levels. Like, they built, like Fortnite, a fucking gallows on the grounds of the Capitol. And we are still here dealing with the bull. Like, I told you,
Because
dude,
the Democrats have got no backbone.
this is why I don't associate with the title. That ain't me. I'm nasty. When shit hits the fan, I'm a motherfucker. Let's do some. If we're doing some shit, let's do some shit. Like, I don't give a fuck either. How about that? I'm crazy too, motherfucker. How about that? Yeah. I don't like it when people get away with shit. You should slap back as hard as you are slapped. And this is the Democrats now. They just let us get fucking slapped around to the point where they can't even get up off the mat anymore. And it is pathetic. It is a disgrace.
That's because they're so old, mate. I mean, you don't even have to slap them. They'll just fall over naturally. Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Biden's biggest mistake was not appointing Robert Mueller as Attorney General. He knew the case that would dominate the next 4 years. Well, I think that's one of his many, many mistakes. But I was watching fucking, I don't know, Midas Touch or whatever it's called. And they were going on and on. They did a whole video about Trump, like, stumbling as he went up the fucking stairs. And they were like, oh, he nearly fucking died. And he nearly faced back. Oh, my God, have you seen this? And I was just like, Jesus Christ. What is wrong with these people who make these videos? Who are like, it's the end of Trump. He's done for. This is it. He's finished. Literally, headlines like, he's finished. What happened? He misspoke. He said Michigan, and he meant Missouri.
Well,
there you go. See, that's the problem right there.
We are aggregators of the news, right? Like, we will scan the stars and then pick a few constellations and share it with our viewers. They are sky mapping. Anything that happens, they turn it up to 11 and post it because they are the counter of Fox News. That's what Fox News does. It's annoying to us, and that's why we don't do it, but that is what is necessary. That's why they're the number one right now, is because that is what Fox News does to their people. Like, every time Joe Biden would, like, sneeze, they'll be, oh, his brain almost fell out. I saw it. I got 13 doctors on a panel here, and we're going to talk about his brain falling out. And they'll do that for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Tell me about David, or I guess David Huerta. Is he the union chief?
Yeah, he's the president of the one of the most major workers unions in Los Angeles.
The Service Employees International Union, California.
Is that
No, those are like hotel workers,
okay.
Restaurant workers. So so we just a few years ago, I believe, we had like a huge hotel workers strike. He was head of that. So he apparently, because he's an activist, you can't be the head of a major union without being an activist.
Yes.
He apparently was, because he was protesting, he got arrested, but he also got injured. Like, they slammed him on the ground. Like, there's a video of it.
What's his last name?
And so, Huerta.
Huerta.
Yeah. I've met him a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he a nice guy? Is he okay?
Oh yeah. He's
But it's a union in California. It's not a nationwide union, but it's a big union in California.
This one is the Los Angeles chapter.
Okay.
Nationwide is
John C, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. This is just two dull Donnies practice run to intimidate, destabilize, and sabotage the midterms in states where Republicans are slated to lose due to their insane policies. Well, yeah.
If there are any sort of free and fair elections, anything with an R on it or a D on it is cooked. All of it's getting replaced. the people are burbling. Like, they are furious at 100 different things. I don't think anybody's survived unless you've been out there vocally rallying your troops this whole time. You're gone. Everybody's gone.
Who's gonna win in the elections?
There's like I think there's like 3 or 4 people like under 40 that are running to the unopposed seats, and people in red districts and stuff like that. Like, there's gonna be a groundswell.
What, of independents, of people?
Or people who are first-time Democrats
banner.
And first-time Republicans and stuff like that. Like, the current regime, like the atmosphere as it is so toxic that anybody with that on them is going to be gone. So there's going to be a lot of freshmen coming, I think, because people will vote for, like, the lady who said, well, we're all going to die or whatever. That lady. Like, 3 people popped up to say that I'm going to run against her. I've never done politics before, but fuck her.
Fuck her, yeah.
So
when they say they're going to run against her, would they run against her in the primary for the Republican ticket, or would they run against her in the actual election?
Well,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. People are going to be getting primary from all directions now.
So this is something that all states kind of have a different take on how their what we would call maybe local election or state elections. So California, we have what's called a jungle primary, where we do not have a separation between the parties. It is top 2 in the primary, and then after the top 2 will go into the general just as is. That's not necessarily like it's not necessarily 100% that way, because you can do writing candidates, you can do there are other candidates on it, but the top 2 candidates go into the general. There are separate primaries. In some places they have separate primaries for the Republicans, the Democrats, the various versions of independent. Our independent is called no party preference. You can run as a no party preference. That's actually not a good thing, because what happens is that the no party preference hijacks oftentimes the Liberal Party. So the Democratic Party.
That often happens everywhere around the world.
Yes.
So, I would say the right like to group together like the T-1000 and Terminator.
So no party preference is usually they've actually used that. The Republicans did run various no party preference, and they got way more votes than they deserved.
Motherfucker.
Because that's considered our independent. Because the real American independent is the Nazi Party.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's the far right. Yeah. So you have the Reform UK. It's worse than that.
Oh fuck. And it's called the Independent Party.
It's called American Independent. That is not independent.
Fuck.
That is not an independent party. I have to say that.
Little hobbits.
The independent party in California is called No Party Preference, NPP. That means you do not sign up with any of the parties. That is our independent party.
That is crazy that they're allowed to do that.
And I'm
it's like Fox News,
I'm convinced that the American Independent did that because people thought that they were an actual independent, and I think they have hijacked a lot of people who are actual independents, and I think a lot of people didn't realize that. Like because I've done canvassing, and I have seen a lot of American Independent, and I'm like, okay, so maybe you're a Republican, but you have your little Trump flag. But damn, you are not a nut. Come on. Well, in Orange County, I guess we are. We are the home of the Nazis.
What?
Look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up in a moment. First of all, Tim Ballum, thank you very much for £5 super chat. £5 super chat, thank you. Graham, Midas Touch is just using MSM type reporting. It's not hitting the mark, as their target demographic aren't as dumb. It's really frustrating now. And Joanna says 2 more clickbaiters, Pacman and BTC. I couldn't agree more. Like it is annoying because I see a headline, I think, oh, I'd like to know more about that. And then it's something really fucking daft. I'm like, you have just wasted my time. Fuck you all to hell. So, by the way, everyone's got 2 minutes and 25 seconds if you want to jump in a super chat to put 50p in the idiot and keep me talking for a bit. Anyway, Mikey, go on quick.
BTC Brian Tyler Cohen actually made a video responding to that, and he made another channel without all the bullshit gotcha headlines. He's like, look, this is YouTube. I hear what you're saying. I know it's clickbait, but this is fucking business, and I need to fucking keep people in here. And the only way I can get them in here is to label it a certain way to trigger them to come in. Like, I have to trick them in here, or else I can't change their mind. So, like, I get the thing of it. I just don't do it that way. I feel like people should want to know what's happening to them, and me saying, hey, I'm going to tell you should be enough. But if it's not, I mean, Brenna, get the swimsuit out. Look, all right, we're going to have to just make some stuff happen. Tim's already done his photo shoot.
Why me?
Tim's already done his.
Why do I have to wear a swimsuit?
Tim already did his swimsuit. Tim already did the swimsuit shoot. It's your turn. I already sent my feet pictures out.
Oh.
And
Sarah Davis,
No
thank you very
takers.
much for the super chat. She says, "Keep going." We've got 58 seconds left of the super chat window. So to hit the goal. If we hit the goal a couple of minutes afterwards, I'll still respect it. But yeah, Mikey, my thumbnails are more like jokey than kind of.
Oh, you mean insulting?
Insulting. Mine are more insulting than clickbaity. I like to think it's like, oh my god, look at this tit. But yeah, here's 50p. Thank you very much. Oh, here's 450p. Thank you very much, Tim. They're just under the radar. And we've also got Kieran. Thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Finally caught up, was watching at 2 times speed. Well, there you go. Let's talk really fast so that anyone who's watching this at 2 times speed gets really confused. They think that they put up to 4 times speed.
Thank you.
Mikey and the Mankini
Pickles,
says Liquid Z. Or Liquid Z, as you would say.
In case you were
adorable country.
wondering,
Liquids.
47 actually just wanted the National Guard to be used as a deterrent. Yeah.
Because
Is that what he said?
and like
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm calling out the bullshit on that.
So there's peaceful
full
crowds.
on.
There's peaceful crowds in downtown LA at the moment. Go on, Mikey, sorry.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. Let's say you bring in the National Guard to country A, and then they go into this area. They're not stationed. They're not from there. They're not stationed there. How is that different than Fallujah? Now, the only difference between here and Fallujah or Islamabad or like any kind of urban combat area is that this is America where everyone has like 6.3 guns. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there is that element. So I hope that the military gets their balls about them. I mean, Hegseth is the Secretary of Defense here. So it is not a good, like there is law that's going to protect citizens if armed men with guns or masked men with guns just start violating property rights. They refuse to identify who they are. As annoying as it might sound and as crazy as it like, oh, Americans, they just shoot anything that moves. They don't have any rules. No, there are a lot of rules for responsible gun ownership. These guys are making it so that responsible gun owners are completely legally in the clear by just like, you can't come up to someone masked and just grab them. They don't know who you are. There's crime all the time here. You scare us 24/7 about how there's all this, look at Chicago and da-da-da-da. Yeah, yeah, there's like a billion kids that live in Chicago and they're just fine.
in LA and...
You know, but you can't just come up and start snatching up on people. They're trying it with like, you know, Muslim girls in a hijab coming out of, you know what I mean, going to class. Like, yeah, that might work on her. You can't just roll up on Buster and the boys whenever you feel like it or start coming through their area saying you're about to start doing it. It doesn't work like that. Which is, again, they didn't go into LA. This is in Paramount. They went into, and then they tried in Compton and then immediately reversed course out of there.
When they realized that's where all our guns are? Yeah.
Like remember the little white supremacist dudes who were like hanging the flag and then they did that shit over in Lincoln Heights over in Ohio? and then they didn't realize the hood was right there because it didn't look like the hood to them. And they had to fucking beat feet. Fucking police help us.
That wasn't what they were told. They weren't told that, you know, a quiet suburb in Ohio was dangerous. They were told Chicago.
It looks too nice to have black people here. It can't possibly.
Downtown LA. They're being told San Francisco or Oakland. Like, this is the type. They're not being told the correct information, which is fine with me. That's why they went into San Diego. Mm-hmm. And they got kicked out from normal people.
Right. Yeah. So what happens when the bad people who don't
normal people did this,
who don't want no federal attention over around their area? Like
exactly.
Like this is not good for them.
This is where I worry though, because that's where it will descend into street battles.
It ain't gonna be no battle. It's people just not gonna return back to base. They're just gonna get swallowed up. Like this is bad for the like those
soldiers.
More soldiers than people.
In the world by a mile.
More soldiers than people.
More soldiers than people are prepared to, you know, shoot at soldiers. I guess. You don't have that many gangsters. A lot of them are in jail.
The soldiers that they're sending, the Marines that they're sending, they're all locals. They're all from here. They're not going to be shooting at people. They know better. Especially
they're
in California.
Also armed. Right.
Yeah. Tim Ballum, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Can't say Donald Trump wants an insurrection. Yes, you can say that because he does. He
doesn't know an insurrection from the nose on his face,
and now he's going to say there's an insurrection. But now he's claiming, you know, that it was his idea all along, wasn't it? That he went there, he set the troops to quell the protesters, and the protesters have stopped. But apparently, there's a peaceful crowd gathering in downtown LA.
I like the fact that he tweeted out, like, thank you to the National Guard for stopping the riots in LA, and the National Guard wasn't even there.
Everyone's looking around like
you know why? You know why the
riot
stopped? You know why they stopped? Because it does nighttime.
Well, Gavin Newsom.
It was time to eat.
I was hungry.
Exactly.
Need some din.
Gavin Newsom was tweeted out about an hour ago. He put a picture out of the troops that have been sent.
Yeah. He sent Thirsty Gnome out there too. Did she have a new hat and a new costume?
I don't know. But like, there's pictures of the troops sleeping on the floor, finding somewhere on the floor. He said, "You sent your troops here without food, fuel, water, or a place to sleep. Here they are, being forced to sleep on the floor, piled on top of each other. If anyone is treating our troops disrespectfully, it's you, Trump." He's done that weird thing where he's tagged Trump, but Trump's
hey, you know what?
Anymore.
You know what Newsom should do? Hello, Landon. Landon's in the chat. What Newsom should do is he should go get some like burgers or some tacos. He should go grab like a taco truck and then take it to the troops and be like, hey, I know they didn't feed you. Would you guys like to eat? Because I'm gonna like just, you know what I mean? Just kill him with the kindness. Kill him with the taco truck. Taco. Hold on. We just connect the wires. Connect the wires.
There you go. Here. Did you see
taco truck? That's Newsom's thing.
Kill him with a taco truck. Poison taco. No. That is the way that I want Trump to die.
No,
poison
taco.
Stop
Sorry, saying things out loud.
No, we can't.
Don't say things that are against the law.
Diet. Sorry, diet. That's how I want him to diet.
Don't break the law, please.
He's overweight. Anyway,
did you see that? So there were a bunch of troopers that got tear gassed, and they all went into this restaurant, and the people there were like splashing milk on their eyes and giving them water and fanning them, like
to get the oil out.
This is not a like we here do not hate people,
right?
Like it's interesting. Like, we are not against people. You know, yes, the ICE agents may be kidnapping people left and right, but like state troopers, the sheriffs are not the enemies here. Are they the friends? No.
They're still adversaries, but not
they're more
mortal enemies.
Like, we're not going to let people suffer. There's still a community out there, And if you're talking about specifically the Hispanic community out there, they do take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Flint Reed, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Cover your ears, America. French history will tell the US how to deal with a despotic king. Well, the thing is, Louis the 16th wasn't even that despotic in the greater scheme of things. But off with his head.
Bruno Genius has a great joke here. Melania apparently hid his insurrection pills, although I may have misheard.
Oh, but
so let's talk. Can I just talk about that for a moment? I don't think anyone wants to think about Trump this way, but he hasn't seen his wife for 5 months or something.
No, me and Elon only broke up last week.
No, not Elon, his wife.
That is his wife.
No, his real wife,
his
the one
love,
he's actually married to, the immigrant, the illegal
the
immigrant.
first one, the
to.
second
Elon,
one,
the illegal immigrant who got her boobs out for money that he's married to, that he cheated on with another woman who gets her boobs out for money.
Elon.
She got upset about it, apparently.
The family,
I saw Elon's boobs.
Family values.
We got Elliot, who is this? Diz is saying people were starving in 1788. Yeah, people were starving in 1788. People were starving in 1798. I mean, people just in those kind of countries.
The Marines are starving.
They weren't looking after them properly. But when they stormed the Bastille, when's Bastille Day? Is that July the 6th or something? When they stormed the Bastille, there was only about 3 people in there. One was a half mad drunk Irishman who was like, "What's going on?"
I think we're being insurrected.
Oh no. Oh, not insurrected again.
I think the insurrectors
got any whiskey. Anyway, so yeah.
It's a very Irish thing to do.
I'm just saying compared with the death and destruction that was rained down by the likes of Napoleon, who came a few years later. The Louis the 16th. But he did support your insurrection against the United Kingdom. He supported that.
Sure
and
did.
Then people in France at the time said, "Oh, hang on, you can get rid of
Wait
your
a
king,
second.
can you? Oh, that's
Wait
a good
a second.
idea.
We can do that.
We can do that. Yeah,
that's a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing.
Can
you know what? Good idea.
My brain just jumped. Do you guys remember Jumanji?
Yes, of course.
Do you remember when the little boy grabbed the axe to bust off the lock to the shed to go get the axe, and then he just stopped and looked at the camera and then ran back in the house? That's what they did. They're like, "Hey, yeah, you could just use that to just get rid of your." I gotta go.
Your own royal family.
I gotta go.
Wait a second.
I just remember something. I gotta go.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to do this.
Okay, Mikey's off.
No. That was part of the bit. Come on, Graham.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realize. Sorry.
No, it's
I
have to run away.
News.
Yeah, I saw it too. I was gonna wait until the end.
Sly from Sly and the Family Stone has passed away.
Yeah.
No.
Sad.
Sylvester
That's the news
Stallone.
that I saw. What?
Sylvester Stallone.
No, he's still with us. Also, he supports Trump.
Yeah.
Which is sad. Well, so Sly, if Sly from Sly and the Family Stone and Sylvester Stallone died on the same day, that would be fucking weird. It would. Objectively, it just would. But yeah, he's right into his Trumpster, isn't he? He's one of Donald Trump's celebrities. What's he doing then? He's in California, isn't he? Is he supporting this deployment of troops in California? Is Sylvester Stallone put out a comment on this? John Voight?
None of them ever talk. You know what I mean?
Like space.
That's not their job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Their job is specifically to talk shit about woke Hollywood. That's the only thing, and how they can't do anything anymore. Like they can't, harass women or make fun of trans people. The normal stuff.
Fair enough. Bastille Day is the 14th of July. Sorry, not the 6th.
Yay.
Kate, it was a long time ago, and I was very drunk in that jail cell. Kate Smith, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Buy your taco hat for 14th of June, no King's Day.
How funny would it be?
I'll be protesting.
How funny would it be if all the protesters, or just all the people alongside his military parade, were in like a chicken suit?
and eating tacos. He hates that. That's so
eating
wonderful,
chicken,
isn't it?
eating chicken tacos.
Yeah, there you
The meta.
go.
That is
Sweet.
art right there. That is art.
I love it. So,
Oh. So we've got some breaking news, according to Chris C. U.S.
Ooh.
Marines will be able to use force in the following situations: self-defense, defense of federal property, and the defense of federal staff. Well,
Okay.
I mean, half the
I'm
staff are
gonna
big
let you know none of
act.
them. None of that is going to happen because the protests are peaceful. They're not. Nobody is trying to get into federal buildings. Nobody wants to go in there. They smell bad.
Hey, let me have some of these old ass computers. Like fucking they're running Windows XP. Fucking Actually, I wouldn't mind a fucking PC with XP on there. Yeah, let me get that out of there. Actually, I'm gonna play some Oregon.
they're the big bubble ones. That are
Oh,
just
the
like,
Macs.
Oh,
those
the colorful Macs.
The
We have to do
colorful
the colorful-
Macs. Oh man, those are great.
The jelly bean ones. Oh, that would be fantastic. That's about what they're running, by the way.
I saw somebody with one of those as a fish tank.
We've got some other news in. The city of Glendale in Los Angeles County has announced that it was ending its agreement with the U.S. Homeland Security and ICE to house immigration detainees at the local police facility.
Yep.
Now you done pissed them off.
This is what happens.
Yep. You can't just bully everybody around. There's too many of us, dude.
We still have rights here. Like I think this is what I think 47 doesn't understand is that we still have rights here.
Yeah, but
we're going to continue using our rights.
Department of Homeland Security responded on X saying Glendale's politicians stand with criminal illegal aliens, including gang members, rapists, like Donald Trump, who's an adjudicated rapist, and murderers, like Elon Musk, who's killed over 1,000 children in Mozambique. Yeah.
She murdered a pup. She murdered a puppy and then typed that. Like she can shut up
about it.
Yeah.
John C. Thank you for the super chat. Charles I was a tyrant and got his comeuppance. So he got his head chopped off, didn't he, by Oliver Cromwell? However, again, it's one of them where he wasn't particularly worse than any of the fucking inbred bloody Habsburg monarchs. He was a gobshite, and they all were gobshites, and he just happened to bring in a kind of poll tax, was it a ship tax or something? Charles I of England brought in a ship tax. Wasn't a good idea. People didn't like the tax, so they chopped his head off. But there you go. There's no one above the law. Our kings and queens, right? They're not above the law. They commit a crime. We can chop their heads off.
Listen.
Apparently, your president is above the law.
Except Prince Andrew. You tend to just not look at him. You just sort of go, oh.
Well, he's protected, isn't he? By your president. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, the Epstein
won't release
files.
the Epstein tapes.
So I
release the files.
I think this whole I'm gonna do the Insurrection Act. It's gonna be amazing. Everyone's gonna hate California because they'll see that they're fighting the police. Nobody likes the cops, first of all.
Yeah,
that was a misstep.
I think we've shown that.
That was a misstep. Everybody hates the fucking cops.
You can have the nicest cops and they're still hated.
Yeah, you still gave me a fucking $80 ticket. I didn't know that it dropped down over the hill.
I mean, my cops are better than the city next to me cops, but I still don't like the cops.
Billy says Maxine Waters was denied entry. That ties into this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. I think Trump has eternal eyes bigger than my stomach syndrome. Because he's like, oh yeah? Fucking schools? I'm going after the lawyer factory. And what's that? Trade? I'll go after the only other economy that rivals mine. He always picks a fight with people he can't win against. Because he's stupid. So you want to have that fight in Cali? Brother, you would have been much better with a New York or something you pick he always picks the wrong person to try to bully.
Go to Miami.
There you go.
They'll let you.
They're
do
full of
rich
old people, rich crypto billionaires living down there. They probably would have let you get away with it. But you picked California.
but Los Angeles,
Yeah,
of all the major California cities, you decided Los Angeles was the best place to go. Have you read a book? Have you
no.
seen a movie?
We've got Anne
Have you
Phillips.
watched television lately?
Anne Phillips, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Oliver Cromwell, the
Yay.
favage of his day, discuss. Honestly, and if I started discussing that, I'll be here all night. Yes, I actually do believe he was the favage of his day. And I believe that if Farage could get away with it, he'll go and kill hundreds of thousands of Irish people just to go on a rampage, because I think he's that kind of scumbag. And I don't think there should be a statue of Oliver Cromwell outside Parliament, to be quite frank. Anyway, so what's next? Okay, before we wrap up, Brenna, what do you think's going to happen? Like, what are your theories about where this goes?
I think there will. I do see more protesting, and I don't just mean the protests on Saturday. I mean the Los Angeles is going to be protesting. My hope is that with the visibility of all these issues that are coming up, especially in California, such as like Gavin Newsom suing the Trump administration for various things, including sending the National Guard without request. I think that's going to continue. We're going to see David Huerta. We're going to see him get a lot of backing behind him, because you do not take out a labor union president. They tried that with Cesar Chavez, and it didn't work out very well for them. I do not believe that it's going to escalate. I do not see anybody realizing like the power behind Los Angeles. We are the largest most populated city in like America. Like you're not messing with them.
Yeah. Jimmy Hoffa, they got rid of Jimmy Hoffa.
Did they?
Oh,
yeah, we don't know.
Did they?
We don't know.
Oh, sorry, just to interrupt, because we got a super chat in from Alistair.
Yeah.
Question for the co-hosts. Actually, this is for Brenna. Question for Brenna. Would California go for independence from the USA if 47 still goes down this road?
It's kind of unconstitutional
A wee bit.
to leave the Union. So they remember, like, back in, I don't know, 1860 something.
I remember it well. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Like I know, like
I was
like
a freshman.
It happened a little bit a while ago, but I think everybody remembers what happened when several states seceded from the Union. That was actually illegal and that was unconstitutional. And then coming back was one of the worst things to happen to the United States, because Reconstruction absolutely destroyed the Southern economy. Yeah, it absolutely destroyed them because they didn't know what to do. So there's not going to be a Cal exit or anything like that. We may see we may see a bit more pushback, of course, what's happening. Newsom has already said to sue the administration for the tariffs, because it does affect California the most.
Yeah. There's like 24 lawsuits, isn't there, Brenna?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
24 lawsuits from the state of California against the federal government at the moment.
Yeah, and it's just going to escalate. It's just going to escalate.
My God.
And there's nothing more than that Trump loves, other than, like, he loves lawsuits. That's his threat,
especially when he doesn't have to pay for them. Doesn't have to pay the fine. Doesn't have to pay anything.
He doesn't have to do anything.
That's
taxpayers pay it.
That's in the big beautiful bill too, right? The fact that if you do want to sue the government, you got to put up all the money and pay for all the courts and the clerks and get all the copies made and all that stuff. Like you're responsible for that. If the government should infringe upon your rights, you have to pay for everything.
Yeah. Tim Ballum, thank you very much for the £5 super chat.
Woo!
Look at the approval rating of countries. China is now above the US. Yep, people trust China now.
Because you know why? Because of Taco.
Because taco.
Because of taco. I mean,
like
that's the
tacos,
whole
though.
point. That's the whole point of the acronym taco is
And
because
also, this is all a big distraction because Abrego Garcia is home.
Oh yes.
Yep.
And now they have to make up new charges on him, and they have no evidence for it. So some immigration attorney is about to shred it to pieces.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be beautiful.
This is what I think. That's what this is between
Well-
between shit kicking off in Ukraine again, and he doesn't have a response. Trade is going shittily as prescribed, and now
The Elon thing.
Elon,
Elon.
and then fucking
What
and then Abrego
Big
gets
ugly
brought.
bill.
And then Abrego gets brought home. He's like, no. We need a win, damn it. Get the National Guard out to downtown
And
LA.
this big beautiful bill is getting so much pushback from even the most staunch Republicans because of how shitty
I think it's a really
it is.
major
No,
mistake
it's because it's
and
not
an
shitty
insult
enough.
to me.
Elon Musk thought it didn't cut enough people's social
They're
care.
saying that, right? So that, look, I would vote for
It's
it.
out
It's
in the
just not
open, yeah.
bad enough. You know, I
Yeah.
wanted more. You
Yeah.
see, if it was worse, I would have voted for it. But I can't
public
even.
executions.
Yeah,
It's
I
kinda-
wanted like
You know,
everything.
they're
I
trying,
wanted.
they're trying to balance their supporters who
Mhm.
want more, but then they're also trying to balance the people who don't want the cuts because they rely on it. So they're trying to get this sort of middle ground going. Well, it's just not the way I want it.
If it was just more like this way, then I would have been for it. But
If
it just
we were
wasn't.
leaning towards one more direction, it would be better, right? Like
No.
they don't want
God, it's
they
mad,
they have
isn't it?
said this. These Republicans have said like before that their people rely on certain types
Mhm.
of care, certain
Like Howley.
types of welfare. But they also want to get rid of welfare, so they can't really go one way or the other because somebody's going to be angry at them. So it's better just to go like it's almost like there's a moderate of the Republican moderate, not moderates, but Republican moderate, where they can't be horribly abusive to their people, but they also can't give in to the libs. Because why would they do that?
Yeah.
Mikey?
Exactly. Well, they
would they do
would
that?
hate to have to concede that okay, this doesn't work.
Right.
Okay, this part
Because they can't
we can't
they
do
can't
that.
go,
We can't do that
oh,
part.
I'm sorry I took everything from you. You might as well go die in the street.
We're
'Cause
all
they
gonna
can't do
die.
that.
But
Well, yeah, I mean, we're all gonna die,
So,
obviously.
you know how it's really
For those
obvious
who
to
went
most
through
people
puberty.
that Trump
Honka,
doesn't have the
honka,
courage of
we're
his
all gonna
convictions.
die.
It's he
Anyway,
doesn't have any convictions. Well, he's got
I mean-
convictions because he's a criminal, but I mean, like,
Yes.
he has nothing he believes in. He just believes in
Ooh,
Trump.
ba-dum-bum.
It's like
making
being
lots of money.
it's like being in charge and then like getting charges because you got drunk over the weekend. Like those are different.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's this bill that's going through your Congress at the moment and acted by Lindsey Graham, and there's a Democrat whose name I fucking forget at the moment. But essentially, it's going to put a 500% tariff coming on anything from any country that does any trade with Russia when it comes to fossil fuels. Now, the EU has been given a carve out because there are several countries in the EU that do get a bit of their fossil fuels from Russia still. But the big ones is India and China. It would effectively kill the trade with them completely. And this is where Trump can have the opportunity to put his money where his mouth, well, everyone else's money where his mouth is, and actually go ahead with this and actually say, right,
Rubber
I'm
stamp
going to
it.
put, rubber stamp, well, encourage it to get through the House,
Right.
and then put this tariff on India and China until they stop buying stuff from Russia. And he doesn't have the balls. He doesn't have the guts. He's a coward. He won't do it. And what's interesting is that if they did do it, according to Bill Browder, the Russian expert, he said that if this does take place, then this war in Ukraine will be over in 3 months. This could be the thing that wins Trump the Nobel Peace Prize because they'll just run out of money. The thing that's keeping Russia fighting at the moment is money from China and money from India. 3
Right.
months, they'll be wiped out.
I missed this from Landon in chat about California. It says the problem with even a vote to request to leave the union is that California has a non-trivial MAGA supporting population. So there's even some inside California.
Yeah. Kieran, thank you very much
here.
for the
Also
£10 super
invites.
chat. Kieran
Right there.
Crossan there. The Albrego Garcia thing is like a shit version of the Dreyfus affair. Plus, check out the McCurry Farage MMA fight if you want to see Farage get punched. I'd love that. Tim
be
Ballon,
good.
thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Rob Bonta and Newsham are taking Trump to court. Yeah. 24 times over by the sound.
Yes. And they're going to keep doing that because he is overstepping. Like, it literally is in our Constitution that we have rights in our states. And this has been the Republican thing for centuries, right? This states' rights, we deserve to have the federal government cannot just come in and take over our government, can't take over our police, can't take over our courts. Like, that's the whole point of that the 10th Amendment, right? It's 10th, yeah.
Yes.
Is that they can't do this and we have the right to refuse them if they are overstepping their bounds, and they are overstepping the bounds. And that's not just because of the National Guard thing, which is huge because we didn't ask for it, we don't need them. We literally have fairly well-armed police officers here if you've ever seen a movie. Like, it's not that our police officers aren't armed. It's not that our state troopers are not armed. We have the largest military bases in the country next door to it, like right here. We don't need the National Guard for peaceful protests.
No.
This is overstepping. No. This is the use of resources for your own benefit.
Bing.
National benefit. The national resources for your own personal benefit. That's what this is.
Yeah.
He wants to declare martial law on the entire country so he could do whatever he wants, including going in and kidnapping people. Right. Regardless of their immigration status. I don't care what your immigration status, they are going to take you. They are taking Republicans who voted for him.
Well, yes, Latinos for Trump are looking a bit silly at the moment.
Yeah. Many of them. I voted for Trump, but my husband is getting deported. I voted for Trump, but I'm getting deported. My children have been taken away from me. All this stuff.
But we had that in the UK with people voting for Brexit because they didn't like the shape of our bananas.
Well, I don't like the shape of your bananas.
They were too bendy or not bendy enough. I don't fucking know.
It's got to be the right amount. It's got to be the right amount.
See, you have to be able to hold it.
Just to go back to this bill, by the way, the Lindsey Graham bill, 82 of the 100 senators in the Senate have signed up to support it. That shows. I mean, it won't get through as it is because they'll carve out more exceptions and things. And it'll be 500% by the time it gets to Trump's desk. But there's a good chance that Trump wouldn't sign it anyway. That shows there is an overwhelming number of senators who support helping Ukraine over helping Russia.
Well,
and this might be Trump's Achilles heel.
Because you got a bunch of people who either they don't want the war in Ukraine, they want it to end. The Democrats want to make sure that the Ukrainians win, and the Republicans don't want to fund it anymore. So this is the way to do it. This is why it's so bipartisan.
Yeah. End the war. Stop having to.
You don't realize how bipartisan is a big deal.
I was reading up about the attack. The Operation Spiderweb attack on Russia by Ukraine last weekend. And apparently it cost about $2 million to set up, and it cost $7 billion worth of damage. That is literally some bang for your buck.
That is return on investment if I've ever seen it.
See, fucking explosive ROI.
And like the way that we fought wars in the 90s is not how they're fought today. So having an airfield with billions and billions of dollars of jets on the just sitting outside the runways waiting to be used is now a huge liability. You know what I mean? Because these guys can come in there with a $2,000 drone with a Starlink connection and just shut your whole shit down.
I hope
So-
no more Starlink. I hope they destroy that thing.
How about
We've
everybody
got-
just kind of figure out that you're not going to be able to war anymore because everybody can just send in one freaking single drone to break your shit, and then you got to spend another $2 million to make another one, and then he didn't use a drone to break his $2 million shit, and then you got to spend. Just stop. You're just going to keep sabotaging each other in perpetuity. So just stop. Just stop.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
done. Can we go to Star Trek time now? Okay. Are you guys done?
We've got to go another super chat.
Can we just side to that?
Can we skip?
From Tim. Thank you very much, Tim. Pissed myself laughing. Louisiana passes bill to prevent chemtrails.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not just Louisiana. There's 8 states that are seeking to outlaw chemtrails, even though they're not real.
So stupid.
Look. No,
Thank
there's
you very
so
much for that, Tim.
It's
Thank
such
you
a
very much.
waste of resources.
no, Brenna. This is how we get them to do something green.
Right.
We gotta reduce the
you
numbers
know,
of
there's
flights.
a way that you can, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna
Like,
we're
if
gonna
you
No
switch
more
to
increase.
flights over
biofuel.
Louisiana.
We're gonna stop with the jet fuel, and we're gonna improve high speed rail across the country. Hey, she's right. No more chemtrail. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah,
I
no
think-
more. We need infrastructure. We need more
This is what I-
bridges for car traffic. Shut up.
This
Yeah.
is why what we should have done during the pandemic was to get the Republicans to wear masks, is to say that they had the like facial recognition software everywhere so they would know where you are, so you need to cover up.
The chemtrails were the vaccine, so make sure you wear your mask. You know what?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
We got to start
Are
using
they
their
gonna
stupid.
make-
In odd times.
Like-
I think
if
that New
a-
York should bring in a law saying you're not allowed to own the moon in a bucket.
How dare you?
Hey, you can't tell me what to do.
That's my
Hey, man, I
bucket.
got the moon in a bucket.
You're like putting
Like-
the bucket.
like cows are not like cows are smart. They're adorable, but you can kind of use their stupidity for useful things like tilling a field. Like they don't like being annoyed, so they walk away. Cool, just hook this thing up on them, and then they'll like pull a thing through the dirt. We need to use these beasts of burden for the for the useful farm animals that they can analogize to being. Like, fine, you're right. We are going to stop the chemtrails. And that's why we're going to fund the schools and we're going to make the airlines pay for it. And they'll be like, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Just trick them into
Yeah.
doing something useful at this point.
Yeah.
Because they clearly
Right.
can't fucking logic their way out of a wet paper bag on a windy day. Like, it's not
Really?
happening. They can't.
Really? Are you sure?
They're
Have you seen
trying
this
their
firsthand?
best, and the bag is getting bigger. Like, I don't know how they're accomplishing this. There might.
Trying their best.
How do you put on like clothes at this time? Like, do you put the shoes on the right foot at the first try? Like,
Put
And
the
this
shoes
li-
on and then the socks.
The worrying thing is not that this lady won an election, not that this lady probably is going to win her next election, was the fact that she was able to drive herself into the Capitol after reporting about all of these chemtrails. This woman is
Right.
driving on the road with the rest of us. This is bad. All bad.
Anyway, we're gonna have to wind up. Did you say you wanted to talk about Star Trek, Mikey? Before we wind up,
the future.
Yes.
the future.
The Trek future.
Yeah, I
What's
mean, we
happening
could
in the
already.
front?
I mean, we could already be there. Like, we could be doing a lot
We
of
could.
cool shit right now.
We could.
We have a lot
could,
of
but we're not.
opportunity. We have a lot
Because
of
dickheads.
opportunities to get a lot of sick shit done in like 10 years. Like, we could solve like
So many problems.
four big science puzzles, like 60 fucking engineering puzzles. Like, we could solve all this shit. But instead, we got to fucking chase people up and down the fucking like, this shit is so expensive and a waste. Because what ends up happening is Trump's going to have this parade. He's going to have all this bluster, and he's going to be chasing people all over the country with lights and sirens and all that shit. And then guess what's going to happen on tax day? Your tax bill's going to go up. You're not going to have shit to fucking show for it. Nothing. This is what he does. He talks real loud and he spends all the money. That's all he's been doing his whole life. So all this is going to be is a bunch of shit talk and a bunch of money wasted.
Yep.
If he
He
thinks
just has
if
a
he
new
thi-
daddy,
Right.
Giving him the money. Like, it's
if he thinks he's
all about his new daddy.
if he thinks he's keeping any money from this grift, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Trump.
Yeah, he's not keeping any of that
he's
shit.
squirreled it all away, mate. Seriously.
Okay.
He's made $3 billion since he fucking started being president this time. Last time he didn't make any money and he went off in a big huff. this time. He's embraced crypto, and he's him and his family.
Those wallets never get hacked, right?
No, but it's not just crypto, is it? He's been given shitloads of money from rogue governments in the fucking Middle East.
Those accounts never get hacked, right? Like that's what I'm like. He's made himself public enemy Earth #1. Like every person who is like any kind of hacker, they're gonna get his shit. And then you got like the likes of Pete Hegseth running around. They will get in there and they're just gonna steal it. Like that's the funny thing. When you play in playgrounds that are not yours, sometimes there's a bully on the playground.
You think Hegseth is going to steal all Trump's money?
No, you're not listening
no,
to me at all.
It's
Go ahead.
It's Pete Seeger is a known alcoholic.
Yes.
He doesn't remember. He won't remember his passwords. His passwords are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because he has to reset them all the time.
Like he'll have, yeah. I mean, he has no. These people have absolutely no right to be in the positions that they have. Christy Noem can't even like realize that she flat out. Everybody knows she murdered a puppy. She shot a puppy, and then she's in charge.
Bragged about it.
She's what do they call her?
People voted for her.
No. People voted. No. They didn't vote for her.
No, please don't.
I hope not.
Don't vote for her.
No.
What will the puppy say?
Oh, is she not elected? I thought she was the governor or something of one of the states. Before she was the cabinet.
I think she was the governor.
I almost put Thirsty Gnome. That's not her name.
No, please don't.
It was, yeah.
She's like Homeland Security Barbie, isn't she?
It was like
these
North
days?
Dakota
Because she
or-
just
or
dresses up. She's just pretending to know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
And
Well,
these are the people that you give to like your national security is for somebody
killers,
who dresses
alcoholics.
up like they know what they're talking about with full makeup and full hair.
Yeah. Like JD Vance. Tim, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Brother-in-law was in Babylon 5, far too superior to Trek. Ooh. I mean, it's pretty good. Babylon 5.
Babylon, it is good.
It is good, but there you go. South Dakota. It wasn't North Dakota. She was
South Dakota isn't a real state anyway, so
flyover
it's
state.
fine. There's literally 3 people there.
Like most of South Dakota is reservation. So how about she just leave? How about you just get the hell out of the Dakotas? All he is.
Yeah,
just go.
That would be nice. Yeah, but there was gold though, wasn't there? They said, "Oh, you can have all that," and then they went, "Oh shit, there's gold." Okay.
So
when we said you could have all that, we were lying. They'll just kill you all now.
The population as of 2024 of South Dakota is 46th in the U.S. Under 1 million.
I thought you were just going to say 46 then. Just like
I was going to say that actually sounds accurate.
I mean,
it's a tiny state. Puerto Rico is much bigger.
What's
I mean, the town next to me has 1 million people.
Population of Los Angeles, 3.8 million.
And that's a city versus the entire.
Million,
these people are.
Chicago is 2.66 million. San Francisco is 800,000. That's about right.
I'm so glad we've managed to get 2 people from those places though to come on the show tonight to talk about what the fuck is going on in America. Because this is all we do now in Britain. We just wake up every morning and go, "What the fuck is happening in America?" And we look at it and go, "Oh,
it's the same for us, you know.
I'll be fucking dealing with this."
It's the same for us. You just wake up every day like, all right, what reality TV show did he?
What embarrassment are we dealing with today?
What reality TV show did he fall asleep to last night, in which he's trying to reenact this morning? With his old
movie
dumb
did he
ass.
watch on TBS last night?
Right.
The Rock.
Reopen Alcatraz just for Trump and put Trump in it. And then tourists, keep it open as a tourist site.
We'll
doesn't
just
have a toilet.
We don't even have to put bars on it. We'll just tell them, hey, can you just tell everybody how great this place is? Oh yeah. I'll tell you, I did a real good job.
Put signs around that says like, this is how you get out of here, and he won't read them.
He can't read.
Yeah.
He'll never. It's like a labyrinth.
He can't read.
Have you heard
Just
that
start
he's
putting
getting...
arrows everywhere, but they're the wrong direction.
Oh, you shouldn't go that way.
Have you heard about? Have you heard about Trump's daily reports? He's only had like 14 in the 150 days he's
He's
been in
getting
power.
them read to him like an
Yeah.
audiobook.
And now they're trying to make it so they want to make it so that they want to use US taxpayers' money to make like a studio so they can read the daily briefing in the style of Fox News.
They want to stream it to him.
Yeah.
And then let the audience, the world, in on it. That's the level of information that he gets on a day-to-day basis, is that everybody can know this shit.
David
It's national
Huerta
security briefings.
Just put it on
David
Fox
Huerta,
News.
Sorry to interrupt. David Huerta's just been released from custody on a $50,000 bond.
Oh, please, that's nothing.
That's ignorant.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
can you
not
lend
a
us
lot.
50,000?
That's not
You
a
only
lot.
you pay 10%. You don't pay the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't. And the union,
they're
the
gonna pay for
workers
that.
union will pay for the entire thing.
Yeah, you only have to pay 10% to a
And he
bondsman to
probably
get
has
out.
the best lawyers in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah, LB and
So,
things
they're
and stuff
cooked.
and more says 5K cash.
Newsom's office is saying that he believes the mobilized troops, the Marines, are not being deployed. So 700 Marines based out of Marines Corps Air Grounds Combat Center in California have been mobilized.
To do
Joining
what?
Thousands of National Guards
They're not gonna.
troops
There's nothing
activated
to
by
do.
President Trump
Right.
over the weekend.
They're literally going to be sitting around.
Well,
It's
this
the-
is it.
it's the same thing-
Press,
Oh, go ahead.
They're going to be
Newsom's
dancing
press-
in pride.
Newsom's
Sorry.
press officer said, from our understanding, this is moving Marines from one base to another.
But he'll say shit like that. I'm sending in the Marines. Like, hey, can you guys just go to the other base?
Yeah, we have.
And then like,
told you,
even
we have
still,
several.
what exactly are these people supposed to be responding to? Show the footage. Show the footage of
Right.
what they're responding to. But they just keep showing shit from, like, when the cops agitate people.
On
hold on, Brenna. Hold on one second.
Saturday and Sunday.
Hold on one second. So, like, this is exactly what they did in Ferguson. There'll be 15 hours of protest. The cops will start agitating people at hour 14 and a half. That's when the cameras roll. They get 30 minutes of film, and then that was the whole day, and then they run that same B-roll on a loop forever. That's all this is. There's nothing for them to go do. They're going to show up, and just like in fucking Guantanamo, when they sent 20,000 troops down there to build 13 tents, and everybody just stood around and was like, you want to play Rock Cup? All right, let's play Rock Cup. And then they just did nothing. There's nothing to do. Like, there's no threat.
I was watching, so I was flipping around news stations Saturday and Sunday, and there was nothing. There wasn't. I looked on Fox News. I looked on Newsmax. If there were riots in Los Angeles, you think that Newsmax would probably be covering it, and they weren't.
Yeah. Every picture I've seen though, Brenna, today has been a burning car from the weekend.
See?
You know,
Okay,
nothing's happened
so
today.
it's funny. So
It's the same
I just wanna
car.
Yeah.
I want
We
to
keep
laugh
burning
at
it.
this because those aren't just cars. Those are driverless cars. And not even this. I swear to you. So I've watched local news. Every once in a while I turn on local news, and every single one
KCLA?
of these news stories, KTLA, you know that.
I watched them.
I love KTLA. So every single one of them, probably for the last month and a half, has been about these driverless cars and how the neighborhood hates them because they're noisy. They take over these spots that they're expensive. They're
Garbage.
they just are yeah, they're questionable at best. So when these driverless cars are caught on fire, I'm like, this has nothing to do with protesters. This is not riots. This is the community going, can we just stop these?
People saw an opportunity and were like,
They're like, you know what? There's 5 of them right here. Set them on fire.
yo, and
So
these
we gotta
motherfuckers are mad annoying. Get them.
We
This
got
is just an opportunity to get rid of them.
we got a super chat come in from Tim. Thank you very much. Will Putin
Yay.
fund it like he did for Boris? Possibly, mate. So before we go, talking about getting rid of fucking driverless cars and all this shit. I mean, you both seem fairly positive. I know it sounds a mad thing to say in the situation, but you're not like going, "Oh fuck, it's the end of America," like some
No.
other channels are saying.
There's
And do you
too
think
much
Trump's
of
going to
this.
end up with egg all over his face at the end of this?
Dude, they're not gonna conquer fucking Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Are you like, of all the fucking again, eyes too big. Of all the
Yeah.
cities, you went for fucking LA? You must be a madman. You must be.
He is a madman.
You-
He is a
Yeah.
madman.
I mean,
Because there's a
But he's
0% chance.
Russia's madman. He's Putin's madman.
he's,
Putin don't
he's
understand shit
Putin's little
either.
baby.
His boo thing. He's got Putin in his phone as
He
Bay.
had a very public breakup of Elon. Guess who's going to swoop in
Hey,
there?
guess who's on the market? I also have billions of dollars that I stole from
DM
countries.
me.
But
Hey, hit me
isn't
on
LA
Signal.
Am I right in thinking that LA is a sanctuary city? And it's
Yeah.
someone's pointing out in the chat about states' rights. Like Newsom has a right to have illegals in his state if he wants to.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, the whole sanctuary city thing means that I don't like. I'm the mayor of Chicago, and let's
Are
say
you?
I am
Oh,
actually.
congratulations.
And because I'm the mayor of
That's sweet.
Chicago, I recognize that my city has an ordinance labeling it as a sanctuary city, which means if Donald
Right.
Trump or Brenna or Graham decides to send their immigration
The troops.
forces in to my
the
city,
troops.
where I am the mayor, where I am responsible for everything,
British are coming.
I am not responsible
What if by
for
land?
giving you radios and troops and places to stay and all that. You need to take care of that on your own, because I have
Right.
a big city and I have all of these people. I don't have no extra money to be giving you 100 cops for the weekend. You need to bring your own people and your own radios
Yeah.
and make sure
Right.
your shit is correct. I mean, it's the federal government. Y'all got billions of dollars, right? What you need my money for? But
Right.
because people don't want to fund ICE through their own local municipal cops, which is what they do, they just take over parts of your police
Taking
department
resources.
and they take your resources. So then when I get a bank
Don't
robbery,
need it.
or there's a hostage situation, or there's a horrible accident on the highway and I need traffic control, well, I can't have traffic control right now because they're all out running ICE
Yeah.
games with the federal agents. No, I'm
Right.
not. I need
Right.
every single cop I have in my city.
Like we
to keep
still
my
had
city
cops
clean.
out there. We
Yes.
still had cops out there
Yes.
doing what cop things do, arresting people for stealing cars,
Mhm.
Jaywalking.
taking
Eating their
Smoking
Parking-
lunch,
dope
park-
the wrong way.
eating lunch in their car while black.
Parking their car
That
not
happens.
facing the right way on the side of the road.
that's
Burping in
we are-
public.
we are right.
Barking.
Barking
Ooh.
is only a misdemeanor now. So
Panhandling.
a lot of places got rid of that. Like that's not that's
We
not even a
can't-
law
we
in
can't
most
do it
places.
here.
There's so,
Yeah, we
'cause
can't do it here.
These laws make no sense to people in Britain. We're like, what even is that? You're jaywalking.
This is
what,
the-
your name is Jay and you're walking.
Because
What?
one person didn't like it and they bullied their local city council into doing these things. Yeah.
Drinking in public, but not in a paper bag.
Well, how would I know that
Yeah.
you're drinking in public if it's in a paper bag, Graham?
It's pretty obvious.
Big-
Why,
How would you
why
know?
would you have? Why would you have a can of Coke in a
That's
in a-
why you
in a
have
bag?
to drink out of the red solid cups and not out
Yeah.
of clear cups. Like
Yeah. Do
solid.
you know what I used to have? I used to have a
Those
little, you know, the
Stanleys.
little. I think they're called stubby holders
Republican
in
talks.
Australia. You know the little stubby holders you can get for beers, like and
Oh,
the-
yeah.
that you
A
got like a
cozy.
design on the outside. It keeps it warm.
A
Cold,
cozy.
Sorry, keeps it cold. Keeps it
Keeps
cold
it
on a hot day.
Insulated.
Warm. Wow, that's, the
That's such
most
a British thing
British
to say.
Typically.
thing I've
Typical.
Warm
heard.
beer. It tastes like
Warm
piss.
beer.
Sorry,
He's got a little
it keeps it
scarf
cold.
he puts on his beer, keep it nice and hot.
It's like fucking 11 degrees C here in Durham at the moment, so I'm not thinking straight. But yeah, it keeps your beer cold. I used to have one,
Keep
and it
your
was
beer.
Coca-Cola. It looked like, from a distance, it looked like a Coke can.
A Coke
It didn't
can,
have
yeah.
any beer can in it.
Right.
But if a police officer was driving past, they'd just see me drinking a Coke.
They wouldn't even care if you were drinking a beer. They'd be like, "Put the fucking beer away, stupid," and then they
Right.
drive away from you. Like it's illegal, but it's only a problem when like the cops want to use that as a way to fucking be an asshole to you.
Excuse.
Yeah.
because you're not
But
white.
that doesn't happen till the end of the month when they have to get
When they
in their
get that
quotas.
quota, and it's like, oh shit, I got
They
3
gotta get
arrests
their
this
quota,
month.
and then they
hold on
stop
a second.
everybody. And then there's DUI checkpoints at every corner.
Mhm. Just making sure everybody's got the license plate light. I'm just checking the license plate light
Right.
bulbs on everybody's cars on the 401.
Right.
Like what the-
Josh in the chat is saying, I got a ticket for inadequate license plate illumination.
Yeah, see, I just
Yes,
fucking nailed
that's
it.
what I
It is such a
Fucking
bull.
hell, America.
Here, I even made a TikTok about this.
Land
This
of
is
the
the
free.
this is the
It's
dumbest
so
shit
good.
I've ever fucking heard in my entire life, because they say you need to have a little light above your license plate in the back so that someone can read it at night. Hey, dumbass, if you're driving at night, you have headlights on. So why do I need a light bulb to show you something that your headlights
You
are
might be
looking
standing
at?
at the side of the road.
Then
But
you don't get to
have
see
license
it.
plates on the front of your vehicles
Yeah, we do.
in America.
We
in
do.
we
It's
do.
not a
states.
requirement.
Yeah,
not
and
a requirement.
also like the license plate thing in America's fucked, isn't it? Because every single state has their own set of license plates, and so you could have the
How are
same
we
license
fucked?
plate, but it's registered in a different state.
But we
Yeah.
but they don't look the
doubles up,
same.
doesn't it? Yes, they do. The font is the same, isn't it?
Well, one of them's blue
No.
and one of
Unless
them's
there's
orange
different
and one of
numbers.
them's yellow and one of them's white and blue.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean.
Mine
Yeah,
they're
has
all
a
different.
heart on it, so
Mine's boring. It's just got like
you can have
Lincoln.
hearts, you can have stars.
It's got like
you can have
rivers and Lincoln
handprints.
and shit like that. Sears Towers on it. I
if
think.
you're got license plates on
call it
that from
Sears
out of
Towers.
state, you are much more likely to get pulled over by the police, aren't you? In America.
In certain states, yeah, they call it the two-state shuffle over there in Colorado. They just any out-of-state plates, they just pull them over, and then they search and they just check them for drugs, and if they don't have any drugs, they let
because
them go.
Colorado cannabis is legal for recreational use. There is it,
Same here.
Colorado.
Yeah, we
So
have
in
it
if
here.
you're
California
in a
too.
neighboring state like Utah and you want to get some weed,
You drive
for your
over to
Mormon
then you
church,
drive
you
over
drive
for
over-
Colorado, and then you bring it back home.
and then if you bring it back into Utah, are you breaking the law in Utah for having it?
I don't know. Do
Even
you
though
have it?
bought
I don't.
legally.
I don't know. Do you have a search warrant to know that I have it in the first place?
No. I mean, if you do have it, like
This
you
is
can get
this is
caught.
the legal answer that I'm giving you,
Mhm.
because that's the
Okay,
thing.
okay, I
You
know,
have
but-
to
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to either catch me using it, or you have to have a
Yeah.
damn good reason for pulling me over, which is
Yeah.
why they'll be like, "Oh, you were going 3 under the limit, and that's a little suspicious. You mind if you step out of the vehicle?" You know what I mean? Like they have to inject some bullshit, because other than that, how the hell are you gonna know? Unless I'm literally
Yeah.
like bonging it up as I go down the freeway. My car looks like everybody else's car. And
Well,
if
that's
I'm
why
following the law,
Las Vegas legalized marijuana in the city because everybody was just crossing over to California. So they're like, why should we have them do that? They might as well just make tons of money off of it.
Sean's
that-
asking, isn't it still illegal federally though? Like, can't the Fed still?
no.
You can't take it on an airplane.
But also I can't get in trouble for something like if I'm in a jurisdiction where it is legal, like even if I'm well, Missouri just did it. Like I'm from St. Louis. So if I came up from Missouri to Illinois and I smoked weed with my friends and I brought some back and I got caught with it in Missouri, that's different than if I was from Missouri in Illinois and we got caught with weed. They're just gonna be like,
Yeah.
that's like being caught with beer or being caught with medicine that you're not supposed to 18 plus for kids or whatever. Like it's the same. It's restricted, but it's not illegal.
Yeah. Super Tiny's saying the Feds don't have stop and search rights. That must just be for state troopers.
You gotta have a warrant or
Trip.
probable cause.
Trip is tripping over themselves to tell us about the cool American slogans. So I think New Hampshire is "Live Free or Die." What's the slogan for California? Sunshine State. something?
Eureka, I believe.
Yeah.
I think
That's it.
I
It
think
was the
that's
one word,
ours.
Eureka.
Yep.
Eureka.
What
Because
have you got
that's
in
our
mind?
state slogan is Eureka, because that's what when
I have
gold
it.
was found in
Right.
um
The
in
49ers.
Sacramento was
what-
Eureka.
That was the name of the place. Was called Eureka.
No, we do have a place for Eureka, but that was sort of the I discovered gold Eureka kind of
Because there's a place in
situation. That's the
Australia
sub-
called Eureka, which was the gold place as well.
we have a city, but it's even more north. But yeah, Eureka is the expression of finding gold.
Okay, fair enough. Also, working out how to measure whether gold is pure or not, which is why Archimedes jumped out the bath, because he realized water displacement. So if you have the right, if you know how much water it will displace, no matter what shape it is, compared with the amount of weight, the exact weight it should be, if it's pure gold, then you can work out whether it's pure gold or not without having to melt it down. Very clever, Archimedes. Mikey, what's on the Illinois license plate? What's your slogan?
We're the land of Eureka. No, I'm just kidding. We're the land of Lincoln is on the Illinois tags, and then Missouri.
Land of Lincoln. That's a lie. That's Nebraska, where the capital is Lincoln.
I think Abraham Lincoln might be older than that capital. We'll have to look, because I mean, some of these places weren't states the whole time. You know, like our history is weird. So some of these places didn't exist yet.
Mikey, we have a Lincolnshire here in the UK.
I'm sure you do.
And it's a shithole, and it's full of gam-gams who vote for fucking Brexit. The only thing that's good about it is that when the ice caps melt, it's got to be so underwater. Not like a little underwater, you know. It's going to be like Florida underwater.
That's Florida. That's Florida for us. Which
it's gone. You are getting
in Missouri,
you're getting your dangly bits cut off.
Missouri is the show me state.
Ooh.
The show me state.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so you can like flash them.
No, we don't trust you, outsider. Show me. Show me what you're talking about. Don't talk about it. Show me.
Oh, that's quite similar to the motto
Is that
of the Royal Society.
That the motto, or is that because we're the Golden State? That's just their description of our state.
So,
but our motto is Eureka.
Well, Anne Phillips in the chat saying the slogan for California should be whatever.
Solus salus populi suprema lex esto. Is that what you wanted?
Hill Garrett is saying, laugh my ass off. Shut up, Graham. We're from Durham, and it's filled with gammons too. Well, I'm not from Durham. I do live here. But yeah, there are a lot of gams in Durham, but at least I live on a hill. So, I'll be all right.
You're up there.
What is New York State? It's a big state in America, but that's not important right now. What's New York's slogan? New York, New York. Start spreading the news.
Well, I know they're the Empire State.
I love New York.
That's
the state motto is Excelsior.
Excelsior! Wasn't there a superhero?
Very Stan Lee.
Say Excelsior.
Stan Lee.
He wasn't a superhero though.
He was a superhero. You watch your goddamn mouth, Graham.
He's part of the MCU.
He is a superhero. Damn it. He's the one above all.
Take it back. Poor old Stan. Anyway, listen, guys, we have been yammering on for nearly 2 hours here, so we please let these poor people in the UK go get some sleep tonight.
They can sleep when they're dead. All right, next topic. Bring it up.
Oh, please. I know Brits that are up until 5 o'clock in the morning.
If you guys want to continue the conversation on the Bin podcast channel, please feel free, but I've got to slip out. So I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with Morning Brew. And big thank you to Brenna over in California and Mikey down over in Chicago. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Thanks to everyone who watched, everyone who left a comment. Could you please like the video? That would be really, really helpful. We always like a like on this channel before you go. And also, big shout out to everyone who's dropped the super chat tonight. I really, really appreciate it. You keep this channel alive. It's alive. So, like I say, I'll be back at 9 o'clock in the morning. Until then, I'll say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Mikey.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mikey.
All right. So I'm still on the bin.
Yes.
On the bin?
Yes, they can still hear and see you. Do you want to guess?
Mikey,
do you want to guess what Florida's thing is now?
Fucking a Florida man.
A
Florida best meth.
A Florida man. ...
Yeah.
It's In God We Trust.
Oh,
hang on, that's on the money as well. That's plagiarism.
Illinois is state sovereignty, national union.
Oh, that's rubbish. That's like a committee's come up with that one. That's
Look,
so bad.
We're Illinois. but we will be part of the union. We need to have both parts. And that guy fucking drove everybody to the point of insanity, to which
Just
they just said,
just
fine,
stop.
fine.
That's
Yes,
like-
it's
Stop.
great. We love it. No,
Yeah.
we're not just saying that to go home. Yes, we actually do love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
No one
Yeah.
has put up a statue to a committee.
There we
knows it.
go.
Anyway, right. I'm going to
Okay.
head off.
Okay.
Mikey, I made you host, so you can stay on if you want. If you want to chat to Brenna, it's up to you. Up to you. But
Yeah,
thanks,
we'll
guys. I really
we'll-
appreciate it.
We'll say goodbye
give
to
a
Graham.
couple.
Thanks for
Yeah.
thanks for always.
We love you, Graham. You
Love you,
are.
Graham.
Oh, thanks. I love you
Oh,
too. And stay safe in
great.
California and also in Chicago.
I
Anywhere
will
that
I will let you know if anything pops
the
off.
Trump menaces
I
out
didn't.
there.
Usually,
The
I check on
Orange
usually I check on everybody's safety when something happens in their like area. I didn't even bother sending Brenna an "Are you okay?" text because I'm like, this is such bullshit. Didn't even feel the
There's
need.
nothing. There's nothing
Brilliant.
going on.
Well,
They're fine.
thank you everyone, and thanks for watching on the BIM podcast channel. And if you want to follow Politics Social, go to Politics
Please
Social.
do.
They're linked
UK.
below. Click it.
The
Yeah.
link. It's a
They're
link.
our
It's linked.
friends.
We are linked
They're your
like no one else.
friends.
All right. See you later. Bye.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, Graham.
All right, he's gone. Let's talk about him.
Okay. so
What a knob end.
his-
Whew.
his 5 o'clock shadow is getting to me.
It's just I just want to just kick
The hat,
puppies.
the
I
hat.
just want to gnome a puppy every time I see it. She
Don't.
should be a verb. Oh,
Dude,
road.
you want to gnome that?
But the
You
gnome.
want to gnome that, Bill?
Because 86ing is bad, but gnoming I don't think is on the list yet. Do you want to guess what
Make
Rhode
it, make it.
Island's motto is?
Motto.
4 letters.
4 letters.
One word. Opposite.
One word. It's not goodbye. It's not.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Our motto is later. Fucking get out. Fucking-
In and out.
Super
small,
size.
tiny.
Hope.
Oh.
Yo, the motto can't be hope. The motto can't be hope.
Oh God, that's so dirty. Like it's
You
just
can't.
it smells bad.
We'll just hope it goes
Why?
well, okay? We'll just hope.
We'll hope we're here tomorrow.
Tennessee
It
is
should be so easy to conquer that place.
hope nobody comes in here. Tennessee is
Los
agriculture.
Angeles is bigger than it.
Yeah, agriculture and commerce.
Yeah, that's boring.
Texas is
It's like-
friendship. I don't think they know what motto means.
Yeah.
Industry for Utah. What is this? Like you had
No
Eureka.
industry.
You had Eureka, and Utah's got industry. That's our motto.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. for me.
Strange.
Sorry.
Strange.
No more Utah. We'll
Glass-
just cancel it out.
Kate Smith in the chat says Glasgow's motto is "Smiles better." Okay, I kind of like that.
I could see that.
I can't believe you just left like that. Trip. That's funny. Isn't Texas Mel? I love Tesla. It is. I love Tesla. Let me play their hit.
I love Tesla.
So Brenna, like we haven't had a chance to catch up or whatever. You want to just
Right.
anything you want to just rag on in particular? Because there's 900 topics. We're already at the end of the thing. I gotta go feed the gulls. But like, is there
mean-
anything you wanted to like let rip that we have covered, haven't covered, any of that kind of stuff?
I mean, don't believe everything that you see or read or somebody like tweets and stuff. Like LA is not on fire. That happened months ago. Like we were on fire and now
That's
we're
true.
not. It's I don't like
I'm
this
Idris
is what
Elba.
I think is
I goes where I goes.
the reason why like Graham said, wow, you guys are really calm about it is because there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue as long as because the people who have the guns and the gear, they're the ones that are going to escalate something if something happens. So there is like, don't believe everything you say, see, you read, get off of Twitter. It's a terrible, terrible place.
It's awful.
Scroll through TikTok, but like only cat videos. There you go.
Ooh, zoos. My wife found zoos have a lot of good, like, when they have animal babies, they put it on their social media.
Oh,
So you get to
yeah.
see the like new tiger
Have you
cubs and elephant babies.
I don't know if you've come across it or Chris has come across it, but the national parks have been doing these thirst trap things. You have oh
Go
everything's
ahead.
okay. Yeah. So if these national parks have been doing thirst traps,
Ooh.
like no, you have to look at them.
Is it like a babbling brook?
No, like
Okay, I'll have to just look.
muscled men like
I'm not showing that to my wife. Well, I can.
no, she's probably already seen it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you right. Let me get.
I'm saying she probably already has, but you might want to
Mm-hmm.
just monitor her.
Okay, so the Dudley Do-Rights out there got the cakes out there for the ladies. I'll see. Trying to get them into the parks. Which is sad because I really want to, like, we've been trying to get this going for like a year or so, is like get a trip out west. Because I want to see the redwoods. And I want to see the sequoias. I want to see all those
before
things.
They burn down.
Well, or before they freaking let the morons in there to start logging.
Yeah.
Which is just disgusting. Like, I'm going to make up a war with Canada so that we can't have lumber anymore, so that we can just destroy the national parks. Like, what are we doing? What is happening?
Yeah. Why get it from Canada when you can get it from California? Because everybody apparently hates California. I'm sorry, but we're the fourth largest economy in the world. If you hate on us, you're gonna get destroyed. Like, this isn't even funny anymore.
Like, what if California was just like, oh yeah, the wood, $100 a beam. You know what I mean? Like, California was like, you know what? I'm glad that you brought everything back home. We are about to start making some money up in here.
Oh wait,
$600 for right wingers.
So we
$2
have
for
the
left
right
wingers.
over our territory, don't we? We have rights over territory, which means the redwoods are ours. So go fuck yourself.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, well, it's federal land. It's like, I don't know. You might lose it.
Yeah, do you have?
See you in court.
Do you have proof?
Have fun in court.
Can you read it to me?
Hey, I don't know. My National Guard people here just saw some people assaulting our federal land, so I just had this can get petty. Like shitty president versus petty governor. I mean,
I hope so.
I mean,
do some maybe skeezy on the outside, but on the inside, he will smack somebody, and I will witness that, and I will cheer because I need him to.
He needs to redeem himself for putting for
definitely
for platforming.
And this right now is perfect. It's the perfect time.
Because I think he did that to try to like make Trump, like to try to kind of like neuter him, to kind of like, well, I mean, like having Steve Bannon on and Charlie Kirk and all that stuff, kind of say like, oh, well, Newsom's talking to my friends and like they had an okay conversation. You know what I mean? I think he was like trying to do that to like kind of appease them. Like he got their interviews out of the way. So then he's going to do the rest. And then lo and behold, this motherfucker starts sending National Guards into, okay, see, we warned you to stop playing with them, and it was playing in your face, and you just let them keep doing it. Exactly. We tried to warn you. Like, they are seriously trying Nazi shit. Do not platform them on your fucking podcast. You were the governor of a state. What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? I don't know why
governor has a podcast. I think that shouldn't have happened.
Why did that happen?
I don't think I think podcasts are not for our elected officials.
Word.
I think they can go on podcasts, but to have one, because podcasts are still pretty, like, people don't always get podcasts. Like, some people don't know how to do it. Sometimes they're limited. Like, if you want to tell us something, tell it to us.
Lennon's got breaking news for us. News confirming that RFK Jr. fired the entire vaccine advisory committee.
Are we surprised? Are we surprised? Because I sure as hell am not surprised. The man has like one goal, and
Get
one
everybody
goal
sick.
only is to kill people, especially
Yeah.
children.
Can we just say eugenicist at this point?
I've been saying that. I'm saying that eugenics are the reason for all of this.
Yeah.
The anti-immigration is
Yep.
eugenics.
Yep.
Anti-vax is eugenics. Anti-trans, they're against embryonic fertilization.
IVF.
Like the IVF. They're against that. That's all eugenics. Read a book. I read a great book on eugenics, and I will be reading more on eugenics because it's such a fascinating thing that we are seeing it again, and it has everything. And it wasn't like I don't like we talk about eugenics and Nazism,
Right.
but Nazis didn't invent eugenics.
Right.
They co-opted it and turned it into a way of oppressing people. And we in America actually had policies based on eugenics until the mid 70s. Like we were sterilizing people into the 70s and beyond because of eugenics, because we didn't use science, real, actual science.
And sterilizing women without their knowledge, because you
So-
didn't want them
so
to breed, like a freaking horse in a
So
stable.
the book I read was about this one specific case in which a young woman who already had a baby, whose aunt didn't want to take care of her, so she sent her into an institution.
Yep.
When we had institutions, guess who wants to bring back institutions? For this reason, the only way for her to get out of this institution was to get sterilized because she was considered basically a stupid person, right? Stupid people should not breed. They put her through they looked through her history, her educational history. They gave her tests, they gave her medical tests, they gave her intelligence tests. The findings were actually that she was fine. She was a perfectly normal person. But they kind of twisted this all so that it seemed like she was completely incompetent, and thus the government
They must step in and
approved
save
that
her.
she was actually quite the opposite, sir. They sterilized her because they wanted to make an example of her. That they could do this, that they could go in, they could take the people in institutions, which were, by the way, mostly young women, who oftentimes were what we would call promiscuous, or accused wealthy people of abusive behaviors. And they would throw them in these institutions, and then the institutions would deem them incompetent and then sterilize them.
This
And-
also just in, your borders are Thumb Homan, which is what he looks like. He said that ICE took public safety threats off the streets. The women sewing clothes in the fashion district.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't know how long they're going to think this lie is going to work. But, dude, when you see, like, abuelitas being taken away in vans, you can't be like, aha, that was the muscle of the gang. The old woman who just sews.
You mean the guys
sews
that
nice
are hanging
clothes.
out in front of Home Depot looking for construction work?
The guy's putting on a deck, and then put a deck on the back of your house in an afternoon.
Like, that's our problem? That's why they, like I said, they won't go into South Central because that's where the actual that's where gangs are,
Right.
right? But they're not going to go in there because they're afraid of the gangs, and they damn well should be. Hey, I'm not for gangs, but damn it, it's like if it keeps the
That's why
ICE
they
away
started.
from it.
That's where they started, from shitty fucking
That's
cops.
I mean, the Black Panthers were the same thing.
Yes.
They were the community militia that needed to happen because the community was not being protected by the people that were supposed to protect them. So they created their own protection unit, and then they were deemed to be terrorists or whatever. That
Community response in progress.
Word.
That's what that stands for. There are a couple of really good documentaries. This is from Kate Smith in the chat. Really good documentaries about the funding of eugenics research labs in Europe. Very worrying. A journalist pretended to be a venture investor, right-wing sympathizer, and he got invited to these meetings that were wanting money to research eugenics in Europe.
Yep. It hasn't gone away. It's going to come back.
Is it so hard for y'all to be normal? Can't y'all just be nice? Is that so hard?
It's
Leave people alone?
Yeah, whatever happened to leave people, like, let people live?
Can I live? But can I live?
I don't bother you. Mikey, I don't go and bother you.
Yeah.
You don't go and bother me.
I don't care. Well, I care about Brenna, but I don't care about the day-to-day things she does. I think
I
think she's got that under
eating
control.
undercooked meat. Like, you don't care about that. Whatever.
I think she's okay. I think
Expired milk. Whatever. Yeah, I could.
Or milk filled with germs, just filled with germs because the cow was sick and we didn't boil it. That's
oh my
fine.
God, the eggs. We're back to having salmonella in the eggs, people.
No, we're gonna move forward. Don't you worry about it.
Because we have no regulation.
This
you
is
do
better.
Realize regulation actually prevents this stuff.
No, this is better that everything's falling apart. So, last thing, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
I know Graham says, like, Graham's thinking, like, oh, we're so optimistic and we're all these things. Realistically, how long do you think it will take to, I don't want to say undo, but like get out of this phase and transition into the next phase of whatever it is? Like, so I'm thinking like midterms ish, like post midterms. Like how soon do you think things will change post midterms? There we go.
I still believe that the executive orders are going, if let's pretend.
I like to do that.
Let's pretend that the Republicans lose enough seats in both the House and the Senate and in governors' positions that the Republicans lose enough seats, whether Democrats, Independents, whatever they happen to have, get the majority.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe that regardless of that outcome, there will still be executive orders. Now, the good news is that executive orders can be challenged and have been challenged.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to continue to be challenged for their constitutionality. And we have seen that. We have actually seen immigration, the immigration executive orders being challenged left, right, center.
Right.
And I mean losing. Left, right, center.
Yeah.
And I think that, yes, the executive orders are going to be ramped up and he'll probably even distract from that. But I don't see, I actually see less real work going on regardless of who's in charge.
So I'm thinking that the best case scenario for everybody is that we have huge flipping in the midterms and we fight to a draw.
Okay.
You know, so all of the shit that he does in this term will have to be fixed later. But fighting to a draw, I think, is the best that they're going to be able to accomplish.
Yeah.
Because I would say as soon as it's midterm time, okay, impeachment time, get his ass out of here and let them try to figure out their plan. Well, I hear what you're saying, but like I need you to execute your plan while I keep rotating the cast. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, can you still keep up all of this public outcry and outrage and keeping everybody distracted with JD Vance? I don't think so.
No.
I think MAGA turns on JD instantly because he still wears eyeliner.
He's so he's hated.
How long have you worked here? How long have you worked?
Like he's so hated that it just like I think that's the reason that even the sane Republicans don't want to go against Trump, is because if they start doing that, they're going to end up with JD Vance. And there's not enough couches for JD Vance.
No one's couch is safe.
No one's couch is safe. Did you imagine the couches in the Oval Office?
Why are they all flesh colored?
Why are they all covered in this crust, man?
Oh no. Don't sit there.
No.
Or there.
No.
Or there.
You have like towels just covering
Oh,
it so that people can
newspaper.
sit. Oh my god.
Just put some newspaper on it.
Oh my god.
It's like
No.
Big Daddy.
I mean, let's be honest. Like nothing is going to happen if nothing's going to happen. Trump doesn't do anything.
Right.
He hasn't been successful in anything.
He's not good at accomplishing tasks.
He can't. He has no backing for it.
Yeah.
Because he has no backing for it, that's when he pulls out that pen and starts writing executive orders. By the way, he doesn't write the executive orders.
Vought.
He doesn't even read them.
You know, Vought wrote everything for him.
And you can tell he doesn't know what he's talking about, because when he talks about them, he blabbers on and on about nothing. So he
about
doesn't
things that
even
have
know
nothing
what
to
he's-
do with what he's signing.
And then one random AG in one random state goes to their circuit court and says, I'm not doing this. And then all of a sudden, Trump, he talks about how horrible these liberal governors or these liberal judges that most of them he appointed.
The deep state judge I appointed.
That radical liberal judge that I appointed the first time. Obviously, I didn't do a good job.
Right. Just like who made this horrible
listening.
Who made this horrible fucking trade deal with the US, Mexico, and Canada? This thing sucks. Oh. Oh, I did that? Well, they
Biden's
weren't doing.
economy is so bad, Trump. We're still under your tax code.
Didn't actually change too much. This is the same stuff, actually.
The Biden's taxes, they were too high, Trump. We were still under your taxes.
Right.
Your
We
tax
never
code.
actually left.
We couldn't. We could. It doesn't work like that. Like,
Also a mistake on Biden's part.
yeah. That was
Because you let the billionaires suck up another 4 years of income, and now we're even more fucked. And now they're like,
Now it's
come
gonna get
on,
worse.
don't you want some abundance? And it's like, no, I don't want your fucking techno cities taking over everything else. No, thank you.
We do have to talk about the fact that like Elon went in and with his stupid Department of Efficiency,
Right.
Deficiency, or whatever it is. He goes in, he says, look at all this money I found just being wasted. Ooh, so cool. Oh, all these taxpayers are just gonna get their dues. Guess what happened?
Brenna,
Music.
I got told you are dem washed. He told me. This is a guy I knew like IRL.
Ooh.
And he told me I was dem washed. I didn't know what I was talking about. And I'll be singing a different tune when that Doge check hits my bank
When
account.
that $5,000 comes.
I'm like, bro, you keep I'm telling you he's lying about finding stuff, and you keep giving me his website to prove that he's not lying. Like, don't you see the circular argument of this? He's like, it's the official website. I'm like, all right, brother. You're dem washed. I'm like, bro, he's lying. He's not gonna do this shit. Why would he do this? He doesn't
He said,
care.
what? Everybody gets 8,000, and then it was 5,000, and then it was 3,000, and then
Bro, he literally said, I'm going to give a portion of the savings. That doesn't even make sense. And the fact that y'all thought that you were going to get parts of money that didn't... Most of the money he saved was money that was already spent. The contract was over, completed. The vendor's been paid. It's just not, to the end of the year until you do it again next time. Like, it was done already. And he was like adding that shit up. Like, yeah, I got rid of that.
There was wasn't there like an adding thing that was on his website that told him exactly how much money they were saving? They were going to give back to the taxpayers. They didn't.
It was all made up because they're lying.
And then when everybody exposed him, he hightailed it out of there.
But it is that weird, like, too close to it or something. Like, I don't understand how they think everything is a lie and everything is a conspiracy. But Elon was telling the truth. Elon was telling the truth. Have you met the guy? Like, that's all he does is make shit up and exaggerate.
And then he was on all these drugs, and you're like, you were shocked that he wasn't exactly making the best choices, including hiring interns, like 20-year-old interns to do all the work. And he wasn't even doing the work.
They're like, I don't understand this programming. It says that I don't understand this code. This guy is 175 years old. And it's just like, well, maybe if you hadn't fired all the people who could have, like, given you a primer on how to interpret the data, you wouldn't be running around saying stupid shit.
That dead spouses, their social security goes to
orphans.
Like,
their parents are dead. That's why a 4-year-old. Yeah. Bruno's got it right. It's a cult.
Stupid.
It's a cult.
It's I mean, a cult would be nice at this point. Like, at least you would get, sex or something out of this. Like,
not out of this group.
This group is just,
this
is.
And Kate Smith also throws in there, Trump also pulled out of the Iranian deal. Then blamed Obama and Biden for it. What the actual fuck? Like,
I've read this book before.
It's like literally if somebody said, "What if we did all of the wrong decisions?"
Hello.
Yeah.
Have you read this book before? They literally talk about all that stuff. They talk about lying and how you can the double speak. And how you can hold two truths in there, even though they're both fucking lies.
Person to person says, not even a fun cult, like the church, like the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Now that's fun.
At least, like there are cults that grow their own food,
like a commune.
At least do that.
I think most cults
or cults that sing and dance.
Yeah, where's the entertainment?
This isn't even fun. This is not fun.
Remember the little Trump girls? Oh,
God.
I gotta find that for the soundboard for you. We are here. Something. I don't know. Trip says, I think most cults just offer a group, an echo chamber. And I think that's the problem. Because when you have something like COVID, without COVID, this doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It doesn't get there, but these people got so lonely and so isolated and so echo chambered that literally I swear to God, an alarm clock can go off and they'll be like, Democrat lie. It's like, dude, it's a clock. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Just sometimes it's a blue clock. I'm sorry, it's a blue clock, but the time is correct. They just can't trust anything now. Are circuses cults then? Absolutely. Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
Trump reminds me of the mayor in Jaws.
Cult is just a name. It's just a descriptor. It depends on what type.
It's a tribe. It's just a tribe.
Like a organized religion is a cult. That's literally where cult came from, was organized religion. It was a sect of organized religion that was devoted to one god or one saint or whatever. That's where the term cult came from.
One bloody chicken's foot. Are you available tomorrow? Would you like to be on the headliners tomorrow?
What time is it?
That would be at 11 Central.
11 my time? Or 11 Central. Okay, so like 9-ish
Mhm.
my time. Okay. Yeah, I'm off for summer, so
Hell
I have
yeah!
a bit,
So
I have a bit more time. So I'm not saying I'm going to be available every single day,
will you be our
but
guest?
but I will definitely enjoy being on Headliners tomorrow. So
Well,
9 o'clock.
you heard it here first, ladies and germs. We got very special guest Brenna Duncan joining the Headliners. Me and Tim Bristol tomorrow at 11 Central. So thank you guys so much for the super chats today. SG became a member. I didn't get a chance to say it because
Oh,
it's all elbows in here. When me and Graham, we're both the same person, so we're both very loud, and we want the
we're
screen.
the same person? Oh,
Yes,
God.
we're actually we used to be joined at the Pinky Toenail. What is that UK time? It is 5 p.m. UK time. I have learned this now.
You learn.
Yes.
You
Yes.
learn. I have it on my phone. I have all the major cities on my phone.
You want to see
that I
something?
need.
You want to see
So
something
I
crazy?
have Los Angeles, I have Chicago, I have London, and I have Stockholm.
You want to see something absolutely hilarious? So I can never get the time zone right.
Mhm.
I'm gonna show you guys this. This is my
Uh-oh.
I have a desk pad instead of like a mouse pad. Look what it is. It is all the time zones.
Oh, you
right?
sneaky bastard.
You
I
know,
love it.
you know what's crazy?
You're thinking with your noodle.
I've had it for 5 years.
Oh,
I've just never actually. I can't use it
Just
because
never
my keyboard's on top of Europe when I want to type. So then I just forget that that's where I need to look, and it's just a mouse pad now, and I don't even think about it.
Well, Europe's not a real country.
Well, continent.
Europe's not real.
Europe is not real.
It's not.
We can all agree with that.
It's a simulation.
And if you want to fight about it, fight with us tomorrow on the Headliners. Love you. Bye.
I did this. Why can't you? What? 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 What?